Hi guys. Let me hold this. Put my iPad up. Can everybody hear me clearly? Let's see. Perfect. Bro. Why would my brother let him out right as I start? So I'm going to restart the live because it's looking a little blurry. Is it looking blurry to you guys? It looks clear. Okay. Okay, so let me set this up. It looks clear. Did you get a mic? It sounds different. No, so this is through my MacBook. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this. And we're gonna add a different one. Okay. Oopsie. Okay. We back. Oh wait, I have to make it smaller. I forgot. Hold on. You guys, I'm new at this. Thank you for your patience. Matter of fact, let's play some tunes until I get this set up. Is this too loud? Hi, goddess. Oh, thank you, Eden. Stop. You guys are making me shy. Okay. You're new at this? Can't tell. Oh. You know, yesterday I spent like 6 hours trying to figure out how to set this live thing up, and it was excruciating. Oh wait, I was supposed to be playing some tunes. What am I doing? Oh, I am playing tunes. Okay. It's too low. It's too low. Well, it's supposed to be kind of like background music. Oopsie. Also, this is the wrong. That was the wrong music. What's happening? Okay. Yeah, there we go. Like, can barely hear it. Oh, well, okay. You can barely hear it. Let me turn it up something. Is that too loud? I feel like, I don't know. I'm doing very well, Chris. Hope you're doing well. Okay, that's perfect. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna just get set up. Oh yeah. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Let's take this chat off the screen. I'm gonna make it a tinge smaller. Hi, Lena. Let's try this again. How's everybody doing? All right. I think we can see the whole thing. Sorry, I'm lifted right now. No, you're fine. Class is in session, darling. So, in order for this to go up on YouTube, I have to take away the tunes. All right, let's do it. You know, actually, I know what I could play. Actually, no. No tunes necessary. No tunes necessary. Let's get it popping. Let's get it popping. I'm excited. Are you guys excited? I hope you're excited. I feel excited. How are you liking your iPad? It's great. I'm actually using it as a monitor. So that's why I'm like looking. Also, heads up, before we even get started, there is a 3 to 4 second delay. Because it's actually programmed into TikTok Studio Live for like latency and like stream stabilization purposes. All of that mumbo jumbo. Anyway, irrelevant. There's a 3 to 4 second lag. So if I answer your question a little late, bear with me. All right. Almost forgot you were doing it today. Yes, ma'am. You have your notes ready? Awesome. So today, I've been wanting to do this workshop for quite some time. I've been actually wanting to do it since last year, but there was a lot of internal alchemy that I was doing that I had to prioritize. So because of that, I now have so much information, knowledge, wisdom, experience, and success to share with you all. So yeah, I'm really excited to be doing this today. Hi, Shalisa. How are you? Oh my God. All my peeps are here. Okay. So today, this, as you can see, is a masterclass on how desire becomes reality. And it is about the mechanisms of manifestation, right? I want y'all to take a second to ground in the fact that you're manifesting right now. Hey, pretty girl. You're manifesting right now. You're always manifesting. You're manifesting in your sleep. You're always manifesting. And throughout this whole entire presentation, I want you to remember that. All right? Hey, excited to be here. You're awesome. Thank you. Hey, Mom. Welcome in. No AI. As far as what I'm teaching, the content of it, no, there's no AI in what I'm teaching. This is channeled. This is intuitive information. As far as arranged and edited, because I'm not an editor, so I don't see every typo that I make. Definitely slid that in ChatGPT. But if that determines whether or not you watch this, it's up to you, baby. I don't know what to tell you. Um, but yeah, so I'm going to teach you what happened to me, why it worked, and what I got from it. Hopefully, my experiences can help you. Okay. Listening from listening from work. Okay, period. All authentic. Trust me. Ask my mama. She's in the chat. I've been at this since a baby. I've been at this since puberty. Okay. Did you want to set a gift goal? Not really. Not really, to be honest. Not really. I'm here for a specific purpose, and I don't want to prioritize that right now, to be honest. And I'm already set up. I don't want to touch no buttons or nothing because it's sensitive. But if you would like, send a gift. If you would like to Cash App, it's limitlessly Ema. YMA. Limitlessly Ema. If you know how to spell limitlessly, you know how to spell Ema, you got this. I promise. But no pressure. I'm just here to share the wealth, okay? So you can go and get your own. Because I got mine. In so many different ways, right? Okay. So let's get it started. How desire becomes reality. This next slide, a video is going to start. It might be louder than the music. Sorry, there's no music playing. What am I talking about? Wait, is the music still playing? Let me go check. It's not. Okay. I can't hear the music, by the way, because I don't have my ear thingies in, but that's all right. Yes. Limitlessly Ema. Okay, period. So this video, I posted on my TikTok, and it is what sparked so many people's interest in my page. Tap in. If you need to if you got headphones in, tap in. Because it's loud.
Most people, they reject the human experience after learning that they are God because they think that God cares about being God. But source, awareness, consciousness is neutral, is completely and totally does not care, but does not care, but does not care. It is just neutral. And we materialized into the material world for the materials. Okay? Do not try to bypass and reject taking on an identity in this lifetime and in this human experience just because you found out that you are the source of everything. The source of everything already knows what it's like to be the source of everything. It wants to know what life would look like as you. But you are running away from you because of the discomfort, the change, the transformation, the emotions, the limitations, whatever it is that you think sucks about being human. You think that that is a curse, and finding out that your source is the blessing. But the real blessing, the real benefit to finding out that you are source is not to now only operate as source, but the real benefit to finding out that you are source is operating as a human who knows that they are source.
All right. So that was posted a while ago. And that was just straight. As soon as I got up in the morning, I went and sat on the toilet, and this channeled. Okay. As you can see, we're in my bathroom. Like, look at the ceiling and the mirror and the lights and the towel thingy. We're in the bathroom. Like, this is just purely intuitively received. Okay. And this was not an isolated realization. This is something that I realized over and over and over and over again in different ways and in different stages of my life. But I think it's about time that I share why this concept itself, not even concept, but this realization that keeps on like coming to me is so important for me to share. Okay. So, a lot of people's main question is, how does manifestation actually work? Yes, this will be uploaded to YouTube. It's a great question, but it's not the most important thing here. Now, I am going to teach you how manifestation actually works. I'm going to teach you the best and potentially fastest way to manifest. Okay? But what I want you to take away from this is going to be so much deeper, and as we go along, you will see that. So, in order to understand how manifestation works, we have to first start with who we are, right? Because it's happening to us, or through us, or for us, or something, but it's us, right? So we're gonna go over the 3 W's: the who, the what, and the why. Lock in. So first things first, the who. Before you were a human being, you were awareness unexpressed. You had no identity, body, mind, wants, or needs. Okay? Awareness likes to express itself as different experiences. For this lifetime, you've decided to express into a human experience. You are not separate from the system. You are the system experiencing itself. How do we feel about that statement? Let's expand. Consider what that means. You had no identity. You had no body. You had no mind. You had no wants, and you had no needs. You were just aware. Look at this photo. You were just aware. Right? Oh my God, look at these. I'm so sorry for these little glitches. I had to move my presentation from Canva to Keynote in Mac, and I guess it just couldn't take that little double space. But I want y'all to understand that you were just existence. That is who consciousness is, God is, the Most High is, the creator of everything, right? And you were expressed from that. I want y'all to write down every question that you have during this whole entire broadcast. Write it down. Towards the end, we're going to get down. We're going to get down into the nitty gritty, but I want you to write it down because it's important. You received the question for a reason. All right. So I want you to know, again, you are not separate from the system. You are the system experiencing itself. You are awareness having an experience with yourself. Within yourself, even the act of being and experiencing and perceiving and just being aware of things is just awareness. Okay? I want you to write down this question too. There's going to be a statement or a question or a remember this or think about this on majority of these slides. I want you to write these down, and I want you to authentically and genuinely and intentionally make the effort to answer the question. because it's going to reveal your own individual fastest way to manifest. It's not going to be copy and paste. I can't even replicate it. It's only going to be for you. The answer to all of these questions is going to lead you to your fastest or easiest or most masterful way to manifest. So I want you to answer them truthfully and take your time. Don't rush yourself. Okay? Let's dig a little deeper into the who, right? Somebody said go deeper, right? Let's go deeper. Self-concept. We hear this word all the time. It's a buzzword. The who. Your self-concept is how awareness experiences life as you. It's your beliefs about yourself and the world in relation to yourself. What you hold within your awareness expresses as your identity. You are never stuck with an identity. It's chosen consciously or unconsciously. So let's go over these line for line. Your self-concept is how awareness experiences life as you. Remember, you are simply awareness. This experience that you're experiencing right now, it's just one of many. The voice that you speak with, it's just one of many. The rhythm you walk with, it's just one of many. The fingerprints you have, it's just one of many. Right? You're unique, and it's just one of many. Because you are awareness having a very unique experience right now. Two things can be true at once. It's your beliefs about yourself and the world in relation to yourself. I believe I'm beautiful. I believe I'm capable. I believe I like snacks. I believe a lot of things, you know. What do you believe about yourself? And how did that impact who you are today? Just sit on it. What do you think that people think about you? Right? Because it's and the world in relation to yourself. And how does that impact who you are? When you walk outside and people are looking at you, what is the first thing that you think that they are thinking about? Some people are very self-aware in the self-concept that they've built for themselves. Or they've taken on the self-concept that has been provided to them, right? What you hold within your awareness expresses as your identity at all times. Not sometimes, not when you realize, all times, even when you don't realize, from when you're a baby up until now, maybe even before you were born, maybe when you were in the womb, your parents may have subconsciously planted thoughts about you and who you were going to be and what you were going to do or how you were going to act and what sicknesses and illness you were going to have to deal with. They already pre-programmed a self-concept for you. What they were worried about was going to happen to you or them, right? But the most amazing thing about self-concepts, I think personally, is that you're never stuck with one. The second that you find out about law of assumption, non-duality, consciousness, manifestation, any philosophy truly, the second that you find out about it and you first learn about it, you should not be trying to manifest. You should be trying to understand self-concept and how it imprints onto your reality and how that reflects back to you. Who do you think you are, and how does that impact who you're being and your reality that reflects back to you? And of course, the question of the slide is, who are you being on a daily basis, and does it align with what you want? Okay? Remember, take those questions. I want you to write them down. Whatever question you get and you receive, write it down. It's important. We're getting a little bit deeper into the who. Your mind, body, and soul are so important to each other in order to create the human experience, right? Your mind is a vehicle for perception, your body is a vehicle for experience, and your soul is your unique piece of the awareness that animates it all. Let's dig a little deeper. Your mind is a vehicle for perception. Your mind shows you colors, your mind shows you textures, your mind lets you know when something is pleasurable or painful, itchy, annoying, hot, cold, wet, dry. Your mind allows you to perceive the world that we are living in right now. Okay? This will be on YouTube, absolutely. So, it is the vehicle for perception, which is why we take care of our mind and we trust ourselves, right? But we also trust the things that we are perceiving, right? When it matters and counts. Because you already know, circumstances don't matter. We'll get into that later. But your mind allows you to perceive what you want to perceive, okay? Your body is a vehicle for experience. Your body lets you feel things. The same colors and textures and things of that nature, you get to go and try to touch it. I'm not saying you always gonna feel the colors, right? But you get to go and touch things. You get to hear things. You get to taste things. It gives life more color in a different way. That's why we take care of our bodies. And your soul is your unique piece of the awareness that animates it all. And I say piece in quotations because there is no separation truly. Your awareness having an experience with yourself. It's just you have the mind there to provide the illusion of separation from you in that taco that you really want to taste with your body, the vehicle for experience. Right? The soul is a piece of the taco and the hand that's holding the taco and the taste buds that are going to taste the taco. It's self experiencing self, tasting self, digesting self, loving self, buying self with money, which is also self. It's all energy. It's all awareness. Right? We just separate things as humans because it allows us to understand. We would never be able to understand the concept of the mind or the soul or the body if we did not separate it first to understand it. All right, let's move on to the question of the slide. I feel like my lip gloss is coming off my lips. Hold on. How am I using my mind, my body, and awareness to create my experience right now? How does your mind get here, and what is your mind perceiving? How does your body feel being here? Right? What you're hearing right now, how you're feeling right now? How is that creating this experience, right? And as far as awareness, what are you holding within your awareness right now? And how does that impact your life? How is that going to impact your life after this presentation? Moving along. The what? This is what people really care about, right? Manifestation happens when a state is expressed into experience. Conscious manifestation is when you choose a specific state. Unconscious manifestation is when you don't choose and the experience chooses for you. Let's get a little deeper. Manifestation happens when a state is expressed into experience. Right? You're in a state, you experience the state. Sounds simple enough, right? But there's a difference. Conscious manifestation is when you choose a specific state. Choose, emphasis on choose a specific state. Thank you. Unconscious manifestation is what you don't choose. Okay? And the experience chooses for you. Now, could you live a happy, unconscious life? Absolutely. You could have moments of happiness that you would have never thought you would have received. But you don't know how you did it. You don't know how it happened. You don't know what different choices you made. And you don't know why you made the choices. You just know something's happening. It feels good. And you don't know how to make it happen again. You don't even know why it feels good. You're just kind of unconscious, right? I want you to ask yourself, are you choosing your state or letting your circumstances choose it for you? Are you choosing your state or letting your circumstances choose it for you? Write this question down. Thank you all for being here. Any questions you may have, make sure you write them down so that they will be answered in the end. Come on. Next. Oh, okay. Uh-oh. Something happened with my graphics. It's okay. That's a hand selecting something. The why/how. Every possible reality already exists as a potential experience. Okay? Every possible reality already exists as a potential experience, which means you are not creating something new. You are selecting from what is already available. When you hold a state in your awareness, it manifests. Manifestation can only be delayed by sustained interference. Trying harder does not create results, but non-interference, selective focus, and identity do. Okay? I want you to ask yourself right now, what are you choosing to hold within your awareness? All right? Because everything is already possible, every potential experience already exists. Why are you trying to build things from scratch? That's a question you might want to write down too. Why don't you just choose it? Let's deep dive into these lines. Every possible reality already exists as a potential experience. It's kind of like radio stations. Every radio station that currently exists. All you got to do is choose the station. Every TV channel that currently exists. All you got to do is change the channel. Every outfit combination, every lip combination that you're going to do in your lifetime, it exists right now. You just got to choose it. That's how manifestation works. That's why it works. Because it already exists. And when you hold a specific reality within your awareness, well, it reflects into your reality. It reflects into your perception. It reflects into your mind, rent-free. And you pay for it over and over again with your attention. All right? You don't need to try to figure out how. That's trying to create something new. What's the point? You don't have to figure out the when. That's placing a time limit on yourself. What's the point? Because what if it could come today and you decided to try to figure out when in the future, the distant future that doesn't exist, because the only time that exists is the present. Let's remember. Okay, next line. When you hold a state in your awareness, it manifests. So remember the analogy about radio stations? When you want to listen to 106.4 Baddies Radio, you turn to 106.4 Baddies Radio. You don't keep looking for the station. You turn to the station and you take your hand off the knob. That's how manifestation works. Now you can listen to Baddies Radio as long as you want to. When you leave the station alone and you enjoy the thought of Baddies Radio, the lineup of Baddies Radio, the concept of Baddies Radio, you talk about Baddies Radio, you enjoy Baddies Radio, you're not worried about Saddies Radio and what's happening on Saddies Radio and what could potentially go wrong in Saddies Radio. And what if the knob accidentally turns to Saddies Radio? You're just enjoying Baddies Radio. When you hold a state in your awareness, it manifests. Manifestation can only be delayed by sustained interference. Let's say you react. Oh my God, my SP blocked me. I must do something. Let me create a text now number so I can text them. Let me create a Finsta so I can stalk their story. Let me go look at who they're liking, reposting, subscribing to, following. That's going to make them come back to me. Let me do this for a month straight and sustain this. That's going to show people that I'm confident and secure within myself. We don't want to do that. Okay? Manifestation can only be delayed by sustained interference. Now, if you, oh my God, SP blocked me. You know what? That's all right. I still smell good. I'm still attractive. I still love myself deeply. Nothing's missing just because they blocked me. I'm going to switch realities. I have decided we will be married in holy matrimony. Now I'm going to go live my life until that happens. That's a different reaction. We'll go deeper into why that reaction might get you something a little faster than the other one. Trying harder does not create results, but non-interference, selective focus, and identity do. Non-interference means you left the radio knob alone. You did not try to figure out how to keep your sustainment, attention, awareness on Baddies Radio. Selective focus. You decided to talk about Baddies Radio, enjoy Baddies Radio, maybe even get some Baddies Radio merch, become a baddie yourself, speak like a baddie, walk like a baddie, whatever. This is just an example, right? And identity do. This is your filter, your rose lenses, right? What do you like about Baddies Radio? Because it's for baddies. That's the filter you're using for this lifetime or for this period in life. Who knows? When in 10 years, you might have a different radio. It might be Maddie's radio or Chatty's radio. I don't know. Okay? But that's you're changing filters throughout life. That's what self-concept is. Identity. And I want you to ask yourself, I hope you wrote this question down already. What are you choosing to hold in your awareness? I will be answering all questions at the end. Please make sure you write them down because they are important to your very unique method of manifestation that will come from just experiencing life and making choices in regards to these questions. Next up, we have the 3 gifts. Awareness gave itself 3 gifts before it expressed into the human experience that you're experiencing right now. You need me to go back? Okay. Sorry. Uh-oh. Let's go back. I'm sorry, y'all. Am I going too fast? Let me know. Okay. My pleasure. You let me know when to go, and I'll go. I'm going fast a little bit. Okay, I'm sorry, babe. I'll slow it down a little bit. And I will be uploading this to YouTube. Okay? For those who are YouTube girlies, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to subscribe to the Big Sticky Yes. We'll also be having an SP Love Romantic Sex and Intimacy related workshop in regards to conscious manifestation. So stay tuned for that. Because I know that's what y'all be thinking about. You nasties. I be thinking about it too sometimes. The personality is coming out. Okay. Anywho. Am I good to go, Cole? You typing, I must be good. You nasty a little bit? That's okay. That's good. Stay nasty. Okay. The 3 gifts that awareness gave to itself before it expressed into your mother's womb. Ignorance, curiosity, and desire. Number 1, ignorance. Ignorance allows you to experience things for the first time. It creates surprise, discovery, and newness. You get to experience new people, places, and things. I want you to ask yourself, would life feel exciting if you already knew how everything would unfold? Write this down. Let's break this down even more, line for line. Ignorance allows you to experience things for the first time. Well, as awareness is awareness, it knows everything. It sees everything. It is everywhere. It's omnipotent, omnipresent, right? So when you cloak yourself with ignorance, which means to not know, you provide yourself a fresh canvas to experience. A fresh experience. A fresh human experience. It creates surprise and discovery and newness. Awareness cannot be surprised. Awareness cannot discover something new. You get to experience new people, places, and things. Now, this is a little more layered. New people. There's that separation word again. Thank you for the gifts, guys. There's that separation word again. New people. Individually, it looks like there's another person sitting next to you on the bus. But they are sourced from the same consciousness, the same awareness. They just have a cloak of ignorance over them too. Our mind, the vehicle for perception, provides the illusion of separation, the illusion of a flower that I can pick and hold in my hand, the illusion of another person sitting next to me, the illusion of two people having sex. It's an illusion of separation. New people, right? New places. Now we're talking locality. Consciousness is not local. Awareness is not local. It cannot be within something. It is everything within itself. So with ignorance, the cloak of ignorance, you get to be in a new place. You get to go to Brazil. You get to go to Thailand. Even though all these places are the very same place, the very same thing, there is no locality in consciousness. It's not local. It's not in one place and not in another place. It's everything, all places. It's not a place, it's everything. Consciousness, awareness is everything. And things. I get to hold this Stanley. Let me break down consciousness for you. Let me show you how trippy this is. This Stanley represents multiple things to multiple people. I am holding it in my hand. To some people, I am holding something from love because my family gave me this for my birthday. To others, I'm holding a capitalist symbol. To other people, right? So that paints their perception, right? To me, I'm holding a symbol of love. My family got me this for my birthday. I love it, right? So we're going to get more into meaning making and perception shifting later. But I'm just giving you an example of things, right? Ask yourself, would life feel exciting if you already knew how everything would unfold? I feel like that's low-key a rhetorical question. Because if you know everything, there is no surprise. There is no discovery. There is no accomplishment. There is no newness. There is no seeing someone else falling in love with another person. Because everything is you. You're just pure awareness. You're pure love. You feel love all the time, but not in another. You're just love. You are love. Omnibenevolence. Okay? Curiosity. Sorry, was everybody done with that slide? Oh, let me put it over here. Yes? Okay, perfect. The second gift that you gave to yourself as awareness is curiosity. Curiosity is the release of ignorance. This is when a desire moves through. And now you're like, oh, I didn't know this. It triggers interest and tugs on your attention. It creates questions, exploration, and engagement. Curiosity is the bridge between not knowing and wanting. Ask yourself, what is your interest being pulled toward right now? What are you curious about experiencing? I wonder what it would be like if blank. How could I make that my experience? How could I paint that in my filter? What would life look like if I had that thing? What color would I make that Cadillac? What would I name my yacht? How would I accept my Grammy? Right? How would I run my book signing? What is your interest being pulled toward right now? Let's break it down. Curiosity is the release of ignorance. When you release ignorance, you are now holding something in your awareness because you're curious about it. When you're curious, your interest and your attention is triggered and tugged on. Okay? You are now activated and ready to know more, to hold more of that thing in your awareness. It creates questions, exploration, and engagement. Many people don't ask enough questions about their desires. Many people don't explore their desires enough. They don't engage with their desires enough. Specifically, the reality they want to live in, they don't engage with it enough. They just do techniques. We'll learn more about that later. Curiosity is the bridge between not knowing and wanting. It is the smack dab in the middle. When you're curious, you're just curious. And sometimes things manifest when you're curious. Sometimes they don't, but when you're curious, you're just curious. All right? All right, let's move on. Is everybody ready? You ready, Cole? I don't want to rush. I'm going to take that as a perfect. Okay. Desire is number 3. Desire directs your focus, and focus manifests into form. People try to get away from desire. I used to be people. But it is necessary. It holds an experience in your awareness and keeps you interested long enough to manifest physically. Welcome back, Niche. So those are the 3 gifts you gave yourself. You are correct, Mukundwa. Ask yourself, are you allowing yourself to desire to the fullest capacity? Or are you limiting how much you can receive? Again, are you allowing yourself to desire to the fullest capacity? Or are you limiting how much you can receive? Let's break it down. Desire directs your focus, and focus manifests into form. Desire is I'm committed to having this experience, this reality, this thing, this person, being with them, this experience, graduating with my PhD, walking across that stage. I'm committed to this desire. I want it. I want it to be mine. I want to experience it. Right? That's the 3rd gift you gave to yourself. When you're awareness, you can't desire anything. You are everything. You are everything. You don't want anything because you are everything. But when you give yourself the gift of ignorance and curiosity, it's going to lead to desire, because at some point you're going to want something that you're curious about. You're curious about it for a reason. Okay? Don't try to get away from your desire. Don't try to detach from your desire. That's stupid. We're going to talk more about how to deal with that. It's not about detaching from the desire itself. It's about detaching from the outcome, the when, the how. All right? Are we ready to move on to the next slide? I got too much caffeine in my body. I'm like shaking my leg. All right, let's get it. My favorite thing to talk about, y'all tired of me talking about. The path of a desire has 5 steps, 5 milestones, touchstones. 1, receive interest. 2, clarify why you want the desire. 3, decide a source. 4, make space for the desire. 5, get out of the way. Number 1, step 1, receive interest. The purpose of this step, interest is awareness guiding you and presenting an option, not a command. That's important. We're going to get back to it later. Interest is triggered by internal or external stimulation. It does not need to be forced. This step requires no effort. It'll feel like, I want that, which is enough. Remember, no effort is needed here. My pleasure, Jackie. I'm happy you're here. Welcome in, Fire Crash. I like your name. You guys are so funny. So let's go deeper. Interest is awareness guiding you and presenting an option, not a command. Meaning, just because you receive a thought does not mean you have to act on it. My pleasure, Emmy. You don't have to act on it. It's just an option, not a command. When you make a conscious choice, when you say a conscious sentence, when you make a conscious thought, when you create a conscious visual, when you do a conscious action, that's a command. When you receive an intrusive thought, when you receive something suddenly, that is an option. Interest is triggered by internal or external stimulation. So you may receive a thought or guidance. And now it's interesting because you were curious about it. You may externally see someone else with something that you want that aligns with who you are. Oh my God, I love G-Wagon. It's so me. I love how much space is in it. I love how big it is. I have 2 dogs and a baby. Da 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 da. Whatever. It fits your lifestyle. That's external stimulation. You're stimulated because it aligns with your life. Interest is triggered by internal or external stimulation. It does not need to be forced. This step requires no effort. You don't have to force yourself to be interested in something. Believe it or not, people do have a hard time with that. They think that they have to be interested in things that they are not. That's how resentment is built. And bitterness. Be interested in what you want to be interested in. It requires no effort. It'll feel like, I want that. That's a simple sentence. 4 syllables. No effort. All right, next slide. Clarify why is step 2. The purpose of clarity is that clarity interrupts the old cycles. We talked about those. Surface desire does not equal core desire. For example, rent money versus a stable home, a text versus a stable relationship, weight loss versus a stable, healthy body. Clarity creates stability, ambiguity creates friction. Ask yourself, do I want the thing or what it will bring me? This is important. Let's break it down. The purpose. Clarity interrupts the old cycles. When you are aware that fire is hot, do you keep trying to touch it? When you are aware that getting kicked in the balls hurts, will you ask someone to kick it? When you are aware that pressing your foot down on the gas pedal of a car goes fast, will you try to press it to go slow? When you are aware of something, it forces you to make a decision. It forces you to behave a certain way. It forces you to make a choice. Okay? Clarity interrupts the old cycles. When you are aware of the old cycles, the old habits, the old self-concept, the old beliefs, it interrupts the old cycles. Surface desire does not equal core desire. What does that mean? It means that just because some money would fix it right now, it doesn't mean that that's the core of what you want. So don't treat money as the core of what you want. That's why I went into these examples. Rent money versus a stable home. Let's say you get the rent money tomorrow, but you got to manifest again next month. And you got to manifest again the month after that. And you got to manifest again the month after that. You're going to keep on doing your 369 method. You're going to keep on doing 1,000 affirmations every fucking day. Sorry. Lock in. I'm grounded. I was flying off the handle. My Leo rising was going crazy. A text versus a stable relationship. Why are you trying to manifest a text? You don't want just a text from the person. You want a healthy, fulfilling, nourishing, mutually loving, and beneficial relationship that feels like a team, a connection, a partnership. When you turn around, they got your back. When they turn around, you got their back. Like, you don't ever have to wonder if they're doing as much as you're doing. You don't ever have to wonder if they love you as much as you love them. You want that, right? I know you do. For those SP manifestors. So that's why clarity is important. Because you can manifest that text, but it doesn't mean that you're manifesting what you want. Right? Let's take it to weight loss. Okay, you lost 30 pounds. Now what? Still insecure. Still in a state of losing weight. Still not happy with themselves. They didn't find, during that time you were doing the techniques. You were not finding a way to love yourself. You were not finding a way to accept yourself. You were not finding a way to embrace yourself. You were not finding a way. You were not being aware of all the good things about yourself. You were just waiting. I'm going to wait to wear this swimsuit until. I'm going to wait to wear this dress until. I'm going to wait to go to the gym until. I'd rather work out at home because da-da-da-da-da. Right? You were finding every excuse because you had the self-concept of someone who does not have what they want. Thank you, your favorite creative. So I want you to ask yourself, sorry, we skipped a step. Clarity creates stability. When you are aware of something that you do not want in your experience anymore, you remove it, which creates stability. Right? If you're not really sure what's fucking up your life right now, if you're not really sure what's messing up your life right now, you're going to be like, I hate my circumstances. I don't know what to do. I hate life. FML. FML. That's because you're not clear, baby. We gonna get clear down. Ask yourself, do I want the thing or what the thing will bring me? That's what I want you to ask yourself. Don't keep on being ambiguous. It's time to get clear. That's what step 2 is for. Step 3. Decide as source. That's the difference. Decide as source. The purpose of step 3 is to remove indecision and end negotiation. You are the authority of your reality. Hoping and wishing is ongoing negotiation. Decision is finality. You choose your direction, or the 3D will choose it for you. I want you to ask yourself, who am I deciding as? Let's break it down line by line. My pleasure, niche. The purpose of deciding as source is to remove indecision and negotiation. When you make a decision, like applying for Harvard, after you press submit, you're not going back and forth about it anymore because you already pressed submit. When you apply to go on Love Island and you're sitting on that island and you're kissing 11 other people, you're not going back and forth about it because you already pressed submit. You already decided. Do you understand what I mean when I say decide? You've already made the decision. You're not going back and forth about it. When you were a child and your mama said, it's time to get in the tub, or it's bedtime, or it's dinner time, or we going to church, or whatever, I don't know. You're not going back and forth. Well, some kids will go back and forth, but most of the time, you're not going to go back and forth of it because she has the authority. That's what I mean when I say to decide as source. Next line, you are the authority of your reality. That is what I mean. You are awareness. You are everything. You are just having a human experience right now. You are the authority of your reality. That is why hoping and wishing is ongoing negotiation. Oh my God, I hope this happens. I wonder if this is going to happen. I wonder when this is going to happen. What if the deadline comes and it doesn't? What if credit score. They said that your credit score has to be 800 to get this. Oh, well, you have to have this type of how many check stubs and da-da-da-da. Let me tell you something. There is an old phrase that I heard my granny say all the time. She would say, where there is a will, there is a way. I take that to heart. Now that I'm an adult, I take it to heart. Will as in my decision, way as in infinite potential. Where there is a will, there is a way. Where I decide, there is infinite potential. When I make a decision, I am selecting from that infinite potential. I'm not saying, what if it doesn't work out? What if it doesn't happen? And even if it doesn't work out, when I thought it was going to work out, I still know for a fact that it's going to work out. That's what I mean by deciding as source. Because decision equals finality, because you are source. Decision equals finality because you are source. When you make a decision, it is final until you change your mind, until you change your reality, until you change your thoughts, until you change your behavior, what you accept, what you decide, what you choose. You waiting on the world to change, not realizing that it changes when you change. It changes when you choose to change what you hold in your awareness. Just the other day, I was telling people, I see so much good news because I'm holding it within my awareness. There's so much good shit happening around the world that we don't even know about, because guess what's getting pushed and manipulated and exploded and made bigger? Think about it. You choose your direction, or the 3D will choose it for you. You choose your direction, or the 3D will choose it for you. Now, we discussed this earlier when we were talking about unconscious and conscious manifestation. When you make a conscious choice and a conscious decision, it ripples, just like when you don't make a conscious choice or a conscious decision. So which side do you want to be on? The one who controls what's going on to an extent, or the one who doesn't? I want you to ask yourself, who am I deciding as? All right? Write that down. All these questions at the bottom, I want you to write them down too. Make sure every question that you have during this live, you write it down. Am I good to go to the next slide? All right, let's do it now. Step number 4. We're almost to the end. We got one more step after this. Make space for your desire. Purpose, release contradiction, and old identity. Making space is subtraction, not force. Release identities, habits, people, environments. Contradiction becomes more visible after decision. You are not forcing the desire, you are removing what contradicts it. I want you to ask yourself, what am I holding on to that contradicts my desire? If this is what you're giving for free, I definitely need you as a coach. I feel that. Let's break it down. The purpose of making space is to release contradiction in old identity. If you want to have if you want to get paid to exist and you don't want to work, you hate working, whatever the case is, but you're staying at a job out of fear instead of releasing a job and allowing other avenues to pop up in your life. I'm not talking to the people who like work. If you like work, do your thing. Because there's jobs out there that are so important and necessary. There's jobs out there that are enjoyable. But I'm talking about work as a structure, right? If you don't like it, those are who I'm talking to. If you don't like it, I want you to release the identity of somebody who is in the workforce. I don't work. I create, I expand, I research, I explore, I connect and network, I build. There's so many things to do in life that satisfy us as human beings. And you can do those things at a job, but if you don't like doing it, why are you at the job? Or if you want to do your own thing, why don't you just do your own thing? Or if you don't even want to work or do anything for money, why don't you just manifest being heir to something? Being somebody's will. Right? That's all right. You're here now. That's all that matters, Bree. Can you make space while still working? Absolutely. I did. That's how I got to where I am now. I sure did. We're going to get into that later. Let's break it down. Oh, thank you, Chris. I don't even know what that is. What is that? Was that a galaxy? I just call everything a galaxy. That was beautiful. Thank you. So releasing identities. How do you release the identity? Well, somebody who identifies as impoverished, you're gonna have to sacrifice. It's cool to be prideful, like I came from nothing. It's cool to be prideful. I don't mind being prideful, cool. But you don't have to identify as impoverished or a poor person or, somebody who's poverty stricken. I'm just experiencing something right now. I've already changed what I'm holding in my awareness, so I know that this ain't forever. I'm not tripping about whatever happens from right now up until when I get rich. I'm not tripping. I know for a fact it's not forever. Whatever. Quit. I know that that's plastic, and I know that that's paper, and I know that that's not gold, and I know that that's not mahogany wood, but it will be. That's how you need to start thinking. Anything that happens from right now up until I get rich, I'm not fucking tripping, because I know for a fact that I'm about to be. Or whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. This applies to everything. All right? So that's what I mean by release identities. Habits. Hey, wake up. This is important. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the heart meet. This is important. Habits. What did I talk about earlier? Making text now numbers, making fake Instagram pages, stalking your SP, looking through their likes, their comments, their followers, subscribers, and shit like that. Stop it. Why are you doing that? That's not the habits of somebody who is in a healthy, loving, fulfilling relationship with themselves, and they know for a fact that that is going to reflect into their reality. That's not the habits of that person. That's insecure. That's controlling. That's fearful. That's desperate. We don't do that. So that's what I mean by making space. That's how you make space for love. You remove the shit that's blocking love. All the self-sabotaging tendencies. Remove it. Release it. You don't have to force reprogram the better version of yourself into you. If you remove that shit, you making space for something else. Anything is better than that. But you can choose. You can consciously choose. You can consciously manifest. I'm just saying, when you remove shit, a lot of times the best thing, the easiest thing, the thing that makes the most sense replaces it. Sometimes you don't even gotta do shit. That's what I'm saying. Doing all these techniques doesn't make sense, because when you make space, the exact thing that you want is gonna fill it. But y'all are holding on. Well, if I let this job go, what's gonna replace it? If I don't want to let this go, I don't want to let this go. If I let this man go, what's gonna replace it? If I let this car go, how am I gonna get around? If I let this shirt go, what am I gonna wear? If I let this go, like, it's certain things that when you are afraid to release something that you are no longer in alignment with, you are choosing the old self. You are choosing the old reality. Just to let you know. No shade. No shade. Tap in. And people, this person's harming me. Whether that be mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially, whatever, I don't know. This person's harming me, but I'm going to keep them around. I'm going to stick around, even though that signals to them to keep doing the thing that I said not to do. They already told me that even though I said I don't want them to do it, that they're going to do it. Or they already showed me. They didn't say it. They showed me. Whatever. You want to know how one of the SPs that I really wanted, how I got him to act right? I released him. Release him. I released him. And he came back acting right. I mean, I don't want him anymore because I'm a different person and my standards are different now. So, and he still wants me, but I don't want him, and that's okay. But that's how you know that if you love yourself more than you love anybody else, in a sense of like, oh, like, I'm never doing anything for anyone because I only love. No, not that. But like, I prioritize me. I trust me. I love me. I spend time with me. I take care of me. I allow me to feel my feelings, but also understand that this is a storm and this too shall pass, and not to act off of this hurt. If I do all of that for me, I can't just get that to nobody, to anybody. I can't just get that to the next motherfucker that'll treat me any kind of way. I don't even treat me like that. Why would I stay with you? You'll be back and you'll be acting right, but you can't be with me right now because I'm too precious. Sorry. I'm too amazing. I'm too smart. I love myself too much. I take care of myself. I wash my ass. I don't want to taint myself right now by choosing to allow someone in my space, in my area, in my life that means me harm. You have to show people how dedicated you are to yourself, how willing to choose you that you are, in order for them to choose you that way. Okay? How willing are you to choose you? Right? Next. Contradiction becomes more visible after decision. See, when you're aware of something that you don't like your job, my fuck ass job, I'm not working there anymore. I quit, but I started to get irritated. Because the contradiction, I was like, what the hell? I hate it here. What is this? People not critically thinking. They don't clean up after themselves. They just walking around bumping into stuff. They're just unconscious, and it's irritating me. I don't like this. I'm aware now. I'm aware that this does not align with my desires, my penthouse, my goals, my dreams, my Mercedes-Benz AMG. This does not align. I don't like this place. So it became more visible to me. That's why contradiction becoming more visible after this. That's an important line. Because it's nothing wrong. Things aren't getting worse. It's just more visible now because you don't align with it anymore. You are outgrowing it. You are evolving. You are choosing a new narrative, choosing a new reality, choosing a new direction, choosing a new response, a new reaction, new thoughts, new beliefs, new self-concept, new everything, fresh out the box. Smell like Nikes. And you walking around smelling like Nikes in a space that does not smell like Nikes, that it smell like K-Swiss. No shade. Actually, I fuck with K-Swiss. What's another shoe? It smell like those uncle sandals. You know the uncle sandals. Nah, it smells like army combat boots. No, I like Reeboks. Anyway. Okay. But y'all get what I'm trying to say. You walking around smelling like Nike and like you're like, oh, this is what I've been accepting. I hate it. Now there's resentment. Now there's irritation. Now there's aggravation. Now you're just like, I can't live like this anymore. And everybody around you wondering, why are you tripping? Why are you irritated? Why are you so, ooh, why you that? Why you done changed? You different. You, And you're just like, I don't know what it is. I just don't like it. I don't like you. I love you, but I don't like who you're being right now. I don't like, it don't align with this vision I'm seeing. Myself is not even really aligned, and my actions and choices are aligning with some other shit that I used to do, and I'm just not fucking with it anymore. How do I stop? You are not forcing the desire. You are removing what contradicts it. That's how you stop. That's the next line, by the way. That's why I moved on so quickly. You are not forcing the desire. You are removing what contradicts it. Meaning, I'm getting rid of my old clothes. You want to manifest a new house? I'm getting rid of all my old furniture or my old rugs or my old socks or my old drawers or my old this or my old that. I'm not wearing it. I haven't worn it in 7 years. I'm throwing it away. That alone could trigger some shit into your life. You don't even know. Manifestation is always happening. But when you make space, when you remove what contradicts the vision in the future or present, to be honest, in the reality that you want, that's when things start to whoosh. Because you're clearing out the clutter. You're clearing out the... Are you going to cook? Let's say you made spaghetti yesterday. Are you going to make Mexican food in a dirty pan? No, because it's going to taste like spaghetti. Come on now. Next slide. Step 5. Get out of the way. This is my favorite. This is my favorite part. My favorite step. Get the fuck out of the way. Yes, get out of the way. The purpose of getting out of the way is to allow manifestation to unfold. Reality does not need your micromanaging. Get a life, touch grass, and focus on non-manifestation related things. No checking, supervising, or correcting. Self-trust replaces control with surrender. Surrender does not equal sacrifice. I want you to ask yourself, in what ways can I do less and live more? Let's break it down. The purpose, allowing manifestation to unfold. This is the king of the presentation, non-interference. I need everybody to do spirit fingers right now. Put your phone down, put your thing down, put whatever. Do spirit fingers right now. This is what it feels like to be awareness, who knows that they are awareness in a human experience. It means I could have my hands off of the process and it'll still come. That's how much I trust myself. That's how much I love myself. That's how much I know for a fact that I am source awareness making a decision, and that decision is going to reflect into my reality at any moment now. I do not have to do anything. I don't have to force anything unless I feel inspired to do so. Period. Understand that is how manifestation comes to be, when you stop controlling and manipulating and toiling and doing all the things that you do, right? Because I've been there. Trust me, I've been there. Reality does not need your micromanaging. It doesn't need you fixing everything. Remember, there's an analogy that I use all the time, and it's just when a vision comes to mind, and I know that this is not how it actually happened, but it made sense in my mind. Remember when Kim Kardashian lost her earring in the ocean? it kind of put a scenario in my brain where I see Kim Kardashian and she's splashing around and she can't see the earring and she can't find it and she's panicking, she's reacting, and she's spiraling and she's reacting to the circumstances in 3D. Where the fuck is my earring? Where the fuck is my diamond earring? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. If she be still though, and the waters get calm, she can see that reflection in the sand. When you take your hands, off of the process, right? It's not really a process, but when you take your hands off of the path, you stop trying to figure out everything, force everything. It gets easier. A way is created. Where there is a will, there is a way. If you have made the decision already, it will unfold. You've already chosen. Period. I want you to ask yourself, sorry, why are we skipping? Relax. Get a life, touch grass, and focus on non-manifestation related things. When I say get a life, I mean it. I mean get hobbies, get friends, people who are interested in the same things you are. If you can't find a community that you like, it's time for you to start a community. I don't care if you create a Discord and it's just 3 of y'all watching a really niche show that only y'all watch. And then y'all talk about it for 30 minutes and go on about your lives. Get a life, get friends, figure it out, get a purpose, get a cause, get something that excites you and ignites you and wakes you up out of bed. Don't sit up here and stay stuck on the concept of manifestation. Touch grass, go outside, get some vitamin D. It's free. Focus on non-manifestation related things. Okay? I don't want you checking, supervising, or correcting. I don't want you getting on the scale if you said that you already have your dream body, right? I don't want you constantly checking your bank account if you said that you're going to randomly receive $10,000. I don't want you supervising, constantly checking your SP's page to see if he broke up with the third party yet. I don't want that. That's stupid. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Surrender. Surrender to the path. Allow the path to move. First of all, the path is also like a conveyor belt. It moves on its own. You cycle through all the steps with even if you're sitting still. That's why I encourage stillness practices, because I manifested instantly a lot of things. I'm not gonna list all of them, but I manifested some things instantly after sitting in a stillness session for about 40-ish minutes. I'll explain how that works later. Self-trust replaces control with surrender. When you trust yourself and your decision, you make that decision, and after that, you don't really try to control things or force things or mold things or make things be a specific type of way. You allow them to unfold, okay? How do you deal with ego? You don't. It don't exist. Ego's fake, by the way. We're going to talk about that. It's not in this presentation, but ego's fake. Write all your questions down so I can answer them at the end, because I'm going to answer them. All right? Surrender is just spirit fingers. It's just taking your hands off the wheel, allowing the process to take its course. You've already made the decision. It's coming. You need to be moving like you already made a decision. Like, okay, if I said I have a 2-story penthouse, am I gonna like sit up here and try to figure out how I'm gonna even like get a credit score to get the penthouse, to get the this, to get the that, to get the these, to get the those? No. Because, and it's crazy that I'm not trying to figure that out, because guess what? My credit score is going up, but I haven't done anything. My student loans, I don't know, something going on with student loans, but my credit score went up. I took my hands off of it. That's just an example. I'm not telling you what to do. That's just an example. Self-trust. I trust my decision. My decision was this. I'm not trying to control anything. I've surrendered to the process. Okay? That's that. Surrender does not equal sacrifice. People tend to mistake the two. When you surrender, you are releasing control. You are taking action to force something to happen. And you are trusting and deciding it to happen and willing it to happen with your decision, knowing that you are source awareness consciousness, right? Expressed into this human body. Sacrifice is giving something up, giving something away because you feel like if you don't, then you're not going to get the thing. It's giving something away in vain. Stopping something in vain. Oh, if I don't do this, oh, if I don't do this, then they're gonna get it. Somebody else is gonna win that award. Somebody else is gonna get that salary. If I don't, do this in this interview, then somebody else. No, just be yourself. If I don't perform, then da 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 da. If I don't act like this, da 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 da. If I don't manipulate them, then they're not gonna love me. If I don't lie to people, then they're not gonna like who I really am. No, that's called sacrifice. You're sacrificing yourself on a regular basis when you perform, when you do things that go against your natural, harmonic state of being. That's why we surrender. We don't sacrifice. Okay. So ask yourself, in what ways can I do less and live more? I'm going to repeat. In what ways can I do less and live more? Okay. Tap in. As you move on through this path, as you experience life more, as you get older, the path will shrink. When you're a beginner, when you're intermediate, and when you're advanced, the path looks different. Let's tap in. Things get simpler and faster. The path does not disappear. It becomes who you are. As you advance, your relationship with the path changes. It starts to feel less effortful and more natural, events unfolding. I don't know why I wrote that like that. That was weird. You can write it how it makes sense. I don't know why I wrote that like that. Remember, the path is not always going to look like steps. Sometimes you receive interest and it manifests before you can even clarify, decide, make space, or get out of the way. All right? Let's break it down. The path doesn't disappear, it becomes who you are. Instead of looking to, okay, what step am I on? Am I on step 2 to clarify, or am I on step 4 to make space? Wait. How do I feel about this desire? Am I clear on this desire? You're not doing, when you're advanced, you're not doing that. You get clear quickly. You make space without even trying. When it comes to people in your life who rub you the wrong way, irritate you, you release them without a thought. When it comes to a job or a club or a place, you don't fucking go anymore. You don't do it. You don't integrate with the people. You don't engage with the people. You don't go. When it comes to a neighborhood that you live in but you don't like and you want to move to a different one, you fucking leave. You let it go. So that's what I mean by advance, right? The path isn't always going to look like steps. So that's what I want y'all to remember. Sometimes you'll get interested in something and be like, oh, I want a Mercedes-Benz AMG. And then boom, somehow, some way you're offered that. Or some pathway is created for you. Okay? All right? The path isn't always going to look like steps. Sometimes you receive interest and it manifests before you can even clarify, decide, make space, or get out of the way. Understand that? AI often contradicts. Haha. What are y'all talking about? Why y'all arguing in the comments with each other? Y'all supposed to be learning. This is what I mean by priorities. The path isn't always, yeah. Anyway, next. Beginner phase. The path feels like something you need to follow step by step. That's okay, by the way. Self-trust has not stabilized yet. So when it comes to deciding as source, you're not really super cemented in that yet. Okay? Your nervous system is still looking for reassurance. Okay? Structure helps you feel safe and grounded. You are learning how desire moves through you. Remember, be patient with yourself. You're not behind. You're building understanding. You're unlearning and learning at the same time. All right, listen. If you still want something and you haven't manifested it, you definitely need to be listening and stop typing. How about that? Because you're cycling through this specific phase right now, and you can't seem to get out of it. Silence is a virtue. Let's break it down. The path feels like something you need to follow step by step. That's okay. Self-trust has not stabilized yet. You don't trust yourself yet. That's okay. You have not decided as source yet. That's okay. Your nervous system is still looking for reassurance. That means you're not prioritizing self-regulation. You're not really arming yourself with the knowledge that it takes to emotionally regulate. You're freaking out. You see your SP with somebody at Walmart holding a hand, and you're like, "Oh my god!" You're allowing the 3D to dictate your circumstances and that you're accepting within, which is going to put you in a feedback loop, cycle you through these same circumstances, the same reality over and over and over and over and over again. So it's time to start regulating your nervous system. You see something that you don't like, okay, process it. You know that it's not going to dictate your future now, so why are you reacting to it as if it is? Period. I don't care what people say about processing your emotions and feeling your feelings for extensive periods of time. I'm not with that shit. Honestly, I'm not finna sit up here and spend time crying over the same thing for months and months and years and years and years. I'm not doing that. That's just not my ministry. I don't do that. Process the feeling. You need to cry, cry. You need to let it out, let it out. You need to shout, shout. You need to scream, scream. You need to yell, yell. Punch a pillow. I don't give a damn. Figure it out, process it, move the fuck on. Enough is enough. We're not sitting up here spiraling and being victims to our circumstances over and over again. We've learned. We don't need to keep learning. I'm going to say that again. We've learned. We don't need to keep learning. Get it through your head. Practice it in real time. Period. Structure helps you feel safe and grounded. Okay? That's what this path gives you. Don't think about it too much. Lean on it until you don't need to anymore. It's just like tricycle. What is it? Training wheels? Tricycle training wheels. You only need them until you don't. You are learning how desire moves through you. Remember I said the path moves on its own. That's why stillness is so beneficial. It shows you how effortless you can exist and still manifest the very same thing to somebody who's killing themselves to get it for, working hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and grinding, and they're still in the same position after decades. You feel me? You are learning how desire moves through you based off a decision. So be patient with yourself. I want you to know you're not behind. You're building understanding, and you're unlearning and learning at the same time. Okay? Intermediate phase. The path feels familiar, not like a process or instructions. You stop following it and start recognizing it. The main difference from the beginner phase to the intermediate phase is you get clear really quickly. Like, I don't need to sit down and think about what kind of partner I want really, really hard in order to manifest it. I know. I've already written it down. I've already vision boarded 1,000 times. I've made Pinterest boards about it. I've written journal entries, diary entries, manifestation journal entries, prayer journal, whatever you want to call it. I have already clarified. I don't need to re-clarify shit. I know what I want. I know what I need. The only time you really need to clarify your SP is when you have changed, when your standards have changed, when how you live your life has changed, when your lifestyle has changed. That's when you re-clarify what you want because you have changed. Don't keep on re-clarifying every single time like you meet somebody else or whatever the case is. It just happens quickly without thinking. Don't overthink it. I know what I want. I said what I said. I'm not about to sit up here and rationalize this shit. I know what I want. I don't care. Period. There's nothing to argue about or negotiate about. Making space feels natural and not forced. So when it comes to leaving a job or leaving a relationship or releasing a habit or releasing a belief or releasing a thought, you make space easy, effortless. It's nothing for you. You don't care. You will break your own heart by leaving a situation or a circumstance that no longer aligns with you because you quite literally are so deeply in love with yourself. You care so much, so deeply for yourself, your mental stability, your health. Understand that high cortisol is a slow killer. People die from stress every day. So if you're staying in a stressful situation for the sake of something that doesn't even fucking matter, then why are you even, what's the point? What are you doing with your life? You're not doing anything. You're literally doing something for the sake of yourself. Why are you forsaking yourself? right? AI can't say that. AI couldn't have thought of that. Lock in. Anyways, you stop seeking and you start stabilizing. Okay? When you are in an intermediate phase, you're not looking for the next technique. You're not looking for your desire to manifest and when it's going to manifest. You're not questioning the how, really. Like sometimes you have doubtful thoughts, sometimes you don't. It's a fucking coin toss. You never know. You're trying to stabilize the identity by releasing. It feels more natural now. You don't hold on to shit. Okay? To get here, start to trust yourself, your internal signals. Ooh, I really want to sign up for this dance class. Ooh, but I don't have enough time. Oh, it costs $15 to join. Why would I? All that shit is your old self talking. Sign up for the fucking dance class. You never know. You're probably going to meet somebody who eventually is going to make you a millionaire, billionaire, trillionaire. You never know. But you're stopping yourself because of the old self's opinions. Tell them to shut the hell up. The old self does not have a tongue in this argument. There is no argument. There is no negotiation because there's only a decision. You've made the decision. Period. That's stabilization. Internal and external resistance is decreasing. You're going to start experiencing things going easier, people being nicer to you, people wanting to do more things for you. Do not reject this. That is the old self-sabotaging. You shouldn't have. Yes, the fuck they should have. You called the abundance into your reality. Why would you reject it? Oh, don't spend your money on me. Why not? You called the experience into your reality. Now you're rejecting people spending their money on you, spending their time on you, spending it like you. Do you know what you want? Because you're calling it into your reality, and then you're rejecting it because you're being fake fucking humble. I don't subscribe to the ministry of humble. If you even look up the definition of humble and humility, you're never going to want to call yourself that again. Stop rejecting the very abundance that you're calling into your reality by trying to be prideful. Oh, I get it out the mud by myself. I do everything alone. I depend on myself. I don't take nothing from nobody. I don't take handouts. Good for you, cookie. Cookie. What's the point of calling abundance into your reality just to reject it? Right? So if the internal and the external resistance starts decreasing, let it. That self-sabotaging old self who is hyper independent, they are going to try to make decisions for you. Let that old self dissolve because that is what the old self does. It dissolves when you stop engaging with it, when you stop thinking like it, with it, to it, from it. Your reality begins to reflect that. You understand? So start to trust your internal signals more so you can clarify your why and release contradiction easily. Period. That's intermediate. If you want to get from beginner to intermediate to get here, that's how you do it. All right. Next slide. Can I move on to the next slide? Have you guys written everything that you needed to? Make sure y'all write y'all questions down so I can answer them at the end, okay? I got you. I'm not going to forget. Make sure you write them down. Beautiful. The advanced phase. The path no longer feels like steps. You are no longer doing the path. You are the path. To you, manifestation is a byproduct of who you are. Your identity is stabilized as source. You are no longer interfering or micromanaging. Non-interference becomes your default state. Desire arises, decisions settle, and reality responds. All right? In order to get here, make more decisions and ask less questions. It's time to start putting yourself in positions where you have no choice but to move with self-trust and self-acceptance. Let's break it down. The path no longer feels like steps. You are no longer doing the path. You are the path. You understand that the path moves on its own. So you stop chasing. You stop running. You stop trailing the desire. You stop seeking. Because the things that you seek will always come to you if you've made the decision that they will. Okay? To you, manifestation is a byproduct of who you are. You know for a fact that I'm not going to react to the SP with the third party because I know for a fact that we are walking down the aisle. In my mind, I already seen it. I don't have to fit. They probably learning some shit that I won't tolerate in that relationship right now, that I will not put up with. And I'm not willing to teach them that lesson. So they need to go learn it with somebody else, because it's not going to be me. So that by the time they're done with that third party relationship, you can have the more refined version of them. Okay. That's just an example. It's not a command. So manifestation is just a byproduct of who you are. You understand that the SP is going to come to you regardless of what's going on right now. You understand that the dream job is going to come to you regardless of what's going on right now. You understand that you will be a millionaire regardless of what's going on right now. You understand. If you've decided, I want to be rich while I'm young, okay, make the decision. Be specific. It's up to you. I'm young and I'm rich. There, say that. That's a decision. I have decided that I'm young and I'm rich. I have decided that I'm who I am right now and I'm rich. I have decided that I'm this age and I'm rich. I have decided that I'm ageless. I'm just rich right now. Make a decision. Okay? That's how you act when you're advanced. And then you go about your life. You go have a picnic. You go take a shit. You go get in a shower. You go have a meeting. You'll do whatever you want to do. You already know you've made that decision. And so anything that tries to trigger you, not even really tries to trigger you, anything that could potentially trigger you, you see it as a trigger. You understand, oh wait, this is just a circumstance. I forgot. As awareness, God, consciousness, whatever, expressed to this human body, nothing's more powerful than God, awareness, consciousness. So because nothing's more powerful than God, awareness, consciousness, I don't have to respond or react to this specific circumstance. This bill hitting my account, Apple taking my last $16, or SP with a third party, or whatever. I don't have to react to that, because I understand I'm God, awareness, consciousness expressed to this human body. And if I've decided already that I'm going to be blank, then I don't have to react to blank. That's what it means to be emotionally regulated. That's what it means to be somebody who is grounded and aware and woke, right? Before they bastardized the word and made being woke so lame. That's what it means to be woke. When you're woke, you technically are aware that nothing that's going on right now can stop the end goal, right? If you don't accept it as truth, it's not going to happen. Not in the way that you think. All right? That means your identity is stabilized as source. You don't start deciding and making decisions as only a human. You understand that you are source pretty much most of the time. When you're grocery shopping, when you're at the gym, when you're on vacation, when you're at a special event, when you're with your friends, family, when you're with strangers, when you're alone, you know that you're source, having a human experience. You're not forgetting that. You enjoy your human experience and you do the human things and you feel the human feelings, but you're not forgetting that you're source. Once you know, you know. Okay? You are no longer interfering or micromanaging. You don't sit up here and try to force a desire into your reality. If you understand that you've already made the decision and what that decision means to make a decision as source, if you understand that, you are not trying to force anything into your reality. You're not trying to drain yourself and the life out of yourself by endlessly saying affirmations or endlessly writing until your hand aches or whatever the case is. You're doing what you want to do when you feel inspired to do it. Okay? When you feel inspired, that's the key. Non-interference becomes your default state. Desires arise, decision settles, and reality responds. It's basically all natural. It happens all naturally now. There's no effort needed here. Okay? To get here, make more decisions and ask less questions. It's enough of, when is it gonna, how long did you have to do this until your desire manifested? When is it gonna manifest? What is the typical, how do I manifest? Stop it. I have decided I am married to my SP in a healthy, fulfilling, nourishing relationship. I have decided I have my iPad. I have decided. I have my Mercedes-Benz AMG. I have decided. That's it. You've made a decision. There is nothing else to talk about. Make more decisions and ask less questions. It's time to start putting yourself in positions where you have no choice but to move with self-trust and self-acceptance. When I spent $800 on that workshop, that in-person workshop that I had was it last year or the year before that? Probably last year. I had to trust myself. I had never spent that much money on any event space, let alone that type of event space. It was like a very luxurious looking event space. I had never spent that much money all at once with nothing to immediately show for it except for a booking confirmation. That was scary to my old self-concept. But I sold out my event. So that's what I want y'all to understand. If you have to affirm repeatedly in order for something to happen, you're going to always have to do that. But when you make the decision as source, when you put yourself in a position where you have to trust yourself, I had to trust myself. I had to say, you know what? This decision is aligned with who I desire to be, what fulfills me. Teaching people how to manifest their reality fulfills me. It excites me. It makes it lights me up inside. So because spending this money is aligned with that, with my purpose, with my passion, with my every being, my everything and my every being in my being, I'm gonna make the decision. Even though I feel fear right now, I'm gonna make the decision. And that me releasing the fear of spending money made space for more money because I had multiple workshops after that, right? Then I had regulars who would come to multiple workshops, right? Made the money back and then some. So that's how I want y'all to move forward. You have to put yourself in a position to trust yourself. You don't take no risks. How you gonna know that the risk was worth taking? All right, next slide. Use the path to help you. Recognize where you are constantly, right? If you're ever like, damn, where am I right now? Like, why isn't this manifested right now? Like, how do I get this here? Well, I have been trying to manifest this for a year. Look at where you are, right? Have you received interest in a desire? Yes, because no effort's there. No effort's needed there. Have you clarified the why? Probably not. But if you have you decided as source? Probably not. Most likely not. Most likely not. Have you made space? Probably not. You're probably holding on to the old self-concept right now. Probably holding on to since you found this broadcast, you probably not. But old circumstances, old jobs, old friends, old houses, SPs, habits, outfits, clothes, whatever, makeup. You holding on to old shit right now that does not align with who you are turning into. Right? Recognize where you are instantly. Have I gotten out of the way? Well, if you checking into the path, you probably haven't, because there's a reason you checking into the path. You're trying to figure out what to do next. What are you doing wrong? Well, look at the goal. The goal is you'll eventually stop asking, what am I doing wrong? And you will start asking, where can I do less? Okay? So I want you to understand that the path is not meant to handicap you and make you rely on it. I want you to eventually not need to refer to it so much. But in the meantime, refer to it so that you can understand how to get out of the rut that you are in. Move on. Okay? Can I go to the next slide? Thank you, Layla. Sorry, Lena. I am farsighted right now. All right, let's move on. Through the phases, you may need to revisit the steps, and that is okay. This builds stable identity, trust, clarity, emotional regulation over time. It reminds you that trust is built through allowance, not resistance. All right? Let's get deep into aligned versus misaligned. All right? There are misaligned behaviors, there are misaligned thoughts. There are aligned behaviors, and there are aligned thoughts. We're going to keep it simple. Misaligned behaviors look like this: considering the how or the when, checking for signs, forcing techniques out of obligation, spiraling and reacting the same every time, accepting triggers as the truth, making choices from a state of resistance, micromanaging the 3D. That feel familiar? That sound familiar? It does to me. I used to do it. That's why I'm qualified to write it down, because I don't do it anymore. The impact that these habits have is they create interference, confusion, and resistance, which puts you in a feedback loop. Let's break it down. Considering the how or when you are like, when is this going to happen? You're implying that time even matters. When I was doing my do nothing session, time was not a fucking factor. And that's why I manifested what I manifested instantly. You already heard the story 1,000 times. I'm not going to go into it. Considering the how. Why does it matter if there are infinite ways that it could happen? Just clarify what you want, period. Decide that you have it, period. And the how don't matter, the when don't matter. I don't care. Say, long as I can decide and I have the right mind to decide, it is done. I don't need to say it 1,000 times or write it down 1,000 times. I've made the decision. I'm about to go and live my life, understanding that the decision has been made. Checking for signs. What is there to check for? I've made the decision. Forcing techniques out of obligation. The technique does not have the power you do. The technique needs you in order to work. You understand that? Without you, the technique don't work. Why? Because your decision matters. If you've decided subliminals work, then they will. If you've decided, think about the placebo effect. They gave the people sugar pills and they healed themselves. They thought that they had the antidote, but they took sugar pills. They didn't know. How did they heal themselves? Because they decided that they were healed because they took one of the pills. Every day they took a sugar pill. They got better and better because they decided that they were being healed. You decide that the 369 method works. It doesn't work on its own. You decide that the subliminal works. It doesn't work on its own. You decide that saying an affirmation 1,111 times is going to work because you made the decision. It's not because saying it 1,000 times is going to... No, if I decide... How is it that somebody who made a decision 3 years ago gets a manifestation that somebody been working on for 13 years? They said the affirmation and let it go. They didn't give a damn. You see what I'm saying? So you don't need to force techniques out of obligation. The techniques don't have the power. You do. Spiraling and reacting the same every time. This is something that once I realized, I was actually kind of embarrassed. I was like, you're grown as fuck. And it's not saying you're grown as fuck as in like, oh, crying or whining is childish. It's not that. It's more so you had the opportunity, you saw what was wrong, but you decided to figure out how to blame everything around you for what was wrong instead of saying, let me stop playing my part in this circumstance so that it no longer reflects in my reality. Let me stop reacting to every single trigger. Let me stop reacting to every little thing. Let me stop painting a circumstance a certain type of way and saying, if it ain't one thing, it's another. Or, oh, they're probably going to do this, or they're probably going to say that, or they're probably going to do this. Or literally, the kind of person who has a problem for every fucking solution. You could literally save the day, and they'll be like, well, but you didn't save yesterday. You could literally say, here's 13 solutions. And they're like, but here's 13 problems. Don't be that kind of person, because your life will only reflect that. Accepting triggers as truth. It goes the same with spiraling and reacting. The same every time. Accepting triggers as truth. Well, I'm triggered. I feel irritated. I feel bad. So that means that a situation is about to go bad. A situation is about to irritate me more. So I need to make this choice in order to avoid that. And now you're in a perpetual state of feedback loop of being triggered, 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 and saying, instead of saying, I don't have to be triggered. I'm literally choosing to believe something and I'm triggered. I'm choosing to accept that this trigger can dictate my reality. This trigger can dictate my actions. This trigger can dictate what I do next. This trigger can dictate my peace. If you choose not to engage with the trigger, if you choose to remove yourself from the trigger, or if you choose to repaint and reframe with the trigger, even like, I'll give you an example. One thing that triggered me a lot was being somewhere when I wanted to be alone. Like I would like make myself stay wherever I was instead of being alone. Which is what I wanted to do, right? Just sitting in my bed, vibing, maybe reading a book or staring at the ceiling. I don't know. Just sitting in my energy and letting it exist and recharge freely without anyone around me. That's another form of self-care, by the way. Being alone, charging your own, and being in your own energy field. Until one day I was like, you don't have to be anywhere that you don't want to be. You know that, right? Like, you don't have to be anywhere by force. And so I started to be alone whenever I wanted to be alone. And I'm more peaceful. I'm nicer. I'm happy. I feel better. I'm less irritable. I don't feel like anything's forcing me to be or do or have anything. So I removed the trigger. I did not accept the trigger as everybody's annoying. I took the trigger as just go be alone. Everybody's not annoying. Just go be alone. Everything's going to be annoying when you're somewhere that you don't want to be when you're there. Like everything's going to be annoying when you're doing something that you don't want to be doing. When you go to work and you don't feel like being at work, everybody's going to irritate you. When you at home with the kids and you don't want to be at home with the kids, you want to have some mommy time, everything going to irritate you. When you're ready to cook and the dishes is dirty and it's shit everywhere on the stove, you're going to be irritated. Everything going to irritate you. So you have to take the trigger and disidentify with it. Do not accept the trigger as truth. Okay? That's going to encourage you to respond and not react. That's going to create less stress, which lowers your cortisol, which gives you a longer life. We are trying to, and it's not just going to be longer. It's going to be more fulfilling, more peaceful. It's going to feel good. It's going to feel satiating. Okay? Making choices from a state of resistance. Y'all know what this feels like. Basically accepting triggers as truth, making choices. Oh, my SP did this, so I'm going to make a choice and do this. Oh, this isn't going my way, so I'm going to make a choice from this not going my way. Oh, I didn't get accepted, so I'm going to make a choice from rejection. Oh, I didn't, Apple took your last $16, so I'm going to lock my account. Well, it's okay to lock your account, but I'm going to behave as somebody who needs to lock their account. I'm going to identify with locking my account. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep every notification on for all my bank apps so that it tells me every single time that money's taken out. I'm going to do this. And now this is who I am. Like, you see how it builds up into identity and self-concept? A small choice as far as locking your app so that money does not get to circulate, which is what it wants to do. You know that eventually money's going to come back into your account. Right? Those are just the little things. Like, make choices. When you make choices from a state of acceptance instead of a state of resistance, be like, you know what? I love Apple Music. Why wouldn't I pay the $16? It was going to come anyway. It is what it is. I don't care. It is what it is. Matter of fact, let me go play some music right now. Let me go make a playlist right now. Right? Instead of, oh my God, Apple took my money. Like, what state are you making choices from? In micromanaging the 3D, y'all already know what that looks like. Being controlling and obsessive. Let me make sure, right? Let me just check. These habits create interference, confusion, and resistance. Moving on. Misaligned thoughts. Should I even want this? I need to clarify this out perfectly, or else I hope that this works. I can't release this. I don't know what will replace it. Let me check if it's working. Right? What's the impact of these thoughts? It did, tigers. The impact of these thoughts is focus is on the absence of your desire. Identity is on not having your desire. And your experience reflects that. Let me know when I can move on to the next slide. These are short ones. I'm just yapping, y'all. See, this is already in me. I could talk about this without the slideshow. It's just y'all been asking for me to do a presentation, so here we are. I talk about it without the slideshow every day. All right, let's move on. Aligned behaviors. Now we're getting into the fun stuff. Deciding with authority. I have decided that I am a multi-billionaire. That was a technique right there. I don't need to do nothing else until that money come in. Allowing things to unfold naturally. I don't need to do anything. I can go have a picnic. I can go for a walk. I can go ride a bike. I could go climb a tree. I could go to the beach. I could go whatever. Because it's unfolding. Right? Thank you, Shisaya. Shisaya. She is ya. I got there. Releasing what no longer fits. This does not fit who I am anymore. This treatment, these interests, these conversations, these focuses. I don't like to talk with these people no more because all they talk about is this. I don't like to hang out with these people anymore because all they do is this. I don't like to go to this place anymore because it's this. I don't like to work at jobs anymore because I get paid to exist. Releasing what no longer fits. Thank you. Staying present. We're not, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. Oh my God, I can't believe that happened. Oh my God, I come from poverty. Oh my God, da, 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 da. Or I was a this victim. I was a that victim. And that defines who I am. And it's my identity. I'm a survivor now. And, da, 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 da. And it's always going to be in my life. And da, 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 da. Or I can't wait till I get here. Or I'm going to enjoy life when I get here. I'm going to put this bikini on when I do this. I'm going to do this when I get this job. I'm going to do this when I get this car. I'm going to do this when I get this. I'm going to do this when I become this. Stay in the present. Why are you in the past and why are you in the future? I hate that this happened. I want this to happen. How about I love that this is happening. I'm here right now. Manifestation can only happen in the present. All desires and realities come through the present moment. Remember, the mind is a vehicle for perception. It's all existing right now in this very moment. So when you stay present, you will be there to receive. If you stuck in the past, who is going to be there to claim the desire? See you later, Chris. Trying new things, going new places, saying new things, thinking new things, feeling new things, connecting with new people puts you on the path to different experiences. You want to stop experiencing the same thing? You want to stop experiencing the same connections, the same reactions, the same responses? It's time to make a new choice. Go to a new place. Dress a new way. Speak a new way. Think a new way. Believe a new thing. Become a new person, whatever. Or strip it all away and become who you always meant to become. I'm speaking faster than I'm thinking, so it's like, remember, my favorite line, you either give a new response. Hey, Joy, thank you. A new response or no response to old situations. You either give a new response or no response to old situations. Drop it in the comments. What kind of responses do you give? Drop it in the comments. The impact that these behaviors give is non-interference, clarity, and ease. Ema, when will you do consultation? When will you do coaching? Ema, I have lifted the coaching ban. I soft launched the link a while ago. If you are interested, it is $300. A new response or no response. Beautifully said. The thoughts sound like, I like this. I want this. What do I actually want from this? I trust my decision. I'm not going back and forth. This doesn't fit me anymore. I release it. It's handled. I'm just going to live. The impact of these thoughts, your focus is on the presence of your desire. Your identity is having your desire. Experience reflects that. Write it down. This will be uploaded to the YT. This will be uploaded to the Red Video app. But I want you to lock in nonetheless. Let me know when I can go to the next slide. I need some more water. It's called the Yes Sesh. It's almost toward the bottom in my link in my bio. That's how you can book. You missed step one? That's all right. We a ways away. That was about an hour ago, baby. We a ways away from step one. All right, next slide. To be clear, when you're aligned, you've already decided. When you're misaligned, you're still negotiating. You need that cup. Custom made for moi for my birthday. When you're aligned, you've already decided. When you're misaligned, you're still negotiating. Let me know when I can go to the next slide. I can't wait to do the SP workshop. I'm so excited. This workshop is like, it's knocking the dust off me. My speaking skills. Next slide. All right, let's get it. Hey, Essence. So let's get into techniques, because we're not going to shun techniques. Techniques are not the enemy. Remember? Techniques are not the enemy. We're going to go over what are techniques and when to do them. Thank you, Joy. What are techniques? Techniques do not create results on their own. They only help guide your focus and your identity. Techniques do not create results on their own. They only help guide your focus and identity. Techniques are tools to soothe anxiety, calm your thoughts, spend time with desire, and saturate awareness. Are these required for you to get your desire? No. But they help. Okay? If techniques worked independently, well, everyone using the same technique would receive identical outcomes, which is not the case, as we have seen. You excited for the SP workshop, Lena? Me too. we already discussed techniques or tools. You give the technique power. So I'm not gonna go too deep into this slide. Y'all know how I feel, right? You feel like you won a lottery? Ew. Make sure you subscribe to the red video app. The big sticky yes is my name on there. When to do techniques. I'm telling y'all, this gets me my desires fast. All right? This mindset in general. Use techniques when you feel inspired or naturally inclined to do them. Never do techniques from fear, from obligation, to make your manifestation work. Hi, sister. When you're spiraling, to check progress or to fix doubt, that is interference, okay? You only do techniques when you're inspired, meaning I feel like resting, but I really, really, really want to be a millionaire. So I'm going to affirm 1,000 times before I go to sleep. Instead of, I feel like affirming right now. I don't know why. I just feel like repeating myself over and over again. I feel like doing mirror work right now. I feel like talking my shit in the mirror right now. Like, this feels good. Like, I'm about to go do it right now. And I'm about to put on some Megan Thee Stallion. That's called inspiration. The first version was called obligation. Doing things out of obligation versus doing things when you're inspired provides different results. Because when you do things when you're inspired, you're aligned with source. You're aligned with awareness. You're aligned with the easy, exciting, enjoyable, natural, non-effort version of yourself. Right? Thank you. You're not forcing. You're not like, oh, my hand hurt, but I really need to get this money by tomorrow, so I'm about to script. Ugh. You're not doing that. Okay? Next slide. Let's get into the types of techniques that there are. Because there's, as I've observed, 3 different types. Number 1 is instinctual. Number 2 is habitual. Number 3 is intentional. And I'm going to put y'all on game to my favorite technique. Y'all love this one. Every time I tell people this one, they're like, oh, well, duh, that makes sense. Why not do that before? All right. Number 1. Oh, wait. I literally am ahead of myself. There are 3 main types of techniques, guys. Once again. The goal is not to keep doing techniques, by the way. It's to become the state so that it happens naturally. So your goal is to get rid of techniques. If you're doing techniques, your goal is to get rid of them. Even if you do them, your goal is to get rid of them at some point in a sense of needing them. Not get rid of them as in never do them again, but like get rid of them as in a sense of needing them. Okay? I'm going to let y'all write this down. Y'all let me know when I can go to the next slide. It's like a temporary way to shift to a higher, exactly. Not even a higher vibration, but just a different reality. Somebody could see a family happily living on a farm and be like, "Ooh, that's low vibrational living because they don't have, a high rise, or they don't have a mansion, or they don't have this, or they don't have that." So it's not necessarily a high vibration. It's just a different vibration, a different frequency, a different reality. Yeah. It's just a little different. All right, let's get to the next slide. So the first type of technique is instinctual. These are natural human functions. You naturally have thoughts, right? You naturally imagine things. You naturally feel things. And you naturally focus on things. It's natural. You don't have to, no efforts needed to do these things. Instinctual techniques align with who you already were when you were a baby. So when you're affirming, and when I say affirming, I'm saying you speaking affirmatively. I'm not saying I am a millionaire, 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 I am a millionaire. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, I mean, I'm a millionaire. You might not be able to see it yet, but I've seen it. And it looks good. I'm affirming myself. Somebody saying, "Oh my God, the eggs are $10. Have you seen it? The world is going to shit. The eggs are $10." Doesn't seem that expensive to me. That's me affirming in real time, not in a journal, not in my bathroom mirror. In real time, I'm affirming. How are you gonna have a mega million empire? You literally don't know anything about building empires. How are you gonna do that? That doesn't make sense. Your goals are too high. Oh, they're not too high for me. That's me affirming right there. I'm just casually having conversation. And that's me affirming. Visualizing. If most of us, I'm not gonna say everybody, most of us naturally can see pictures and images, or we can hear sounds and people saying things in our mind, right? We can smell smells that we smelled one time, right? And we can recall it. That's visualizing. It's not always about the image, right? Visualizing is transporting yourself to another reality, pulling something into your awareness to hold. Okay? That's visualizing. Embodiment. When you're little and you were watching Michael Jackson, you felt something and you were embodying something. Your parents probably recorded you, whatever it was that you embodied, but you embodied something. When you're going to a friend's wedding, you're embodying something. When you're going to your graduation, you're embodying something. When you're going to jail, you're embodying something. When you're going to a funeral, you're embodying something. When you're just alone and no one's watching, you're embodying something. You naturally do it. You don't have to try. Focusing, attention. You give your attention to things naturally. You can't help that. That's how human existence even came to be. So we're moving on. It feels like, wait, I already do this naturally. Next. The second type of technique is habitual. Okay? This evolves from your lifestyle. It comes from your habits. It's from who you've become and you've adapted into. They're not permanent. They just align with who you are right now. Right? Mirror work. I love being in the mirror. I love talking my shit. I have not done mirror work in a while though. So these techniques come in and out of your life. Magnet walks. For those who don't know, I evolved this technique called magnet walks, where you go to your favorite part of town and you set the intent. Well, before you leave the house, you set the intention. I'm going to receive something amazing, or something cool is going to happen, or something that's going to lead me to my desire is going to happen, or whatever is going to happen. And then you go on a walk. No podcast, no music, no phone conversations. You're just walking. You're walking and you're a magnet, right? Shower thoughts. We all have these. You get in the shower every day. That's a part of your lifestyle. That's a technique. That's habitual. Pinterest quotes. You get on Pinterest every day. That's a habitual technique. Writing down scenarios and scripting. That comes from your habits. If you're a writer, I'm a writer. I write down scenarios all the time. It's habitual. It feels like this fits into my life. It's specific to me. Right? Intentional. These are like the most effort, right? If you are doing it out of obligation, right? Types of techniques: intentional. Learn, curated, and applied methods. Scripting, 369 method, robotic affirming, subliminals, vision boards. It feels like I don't have to, but this is fun to do. That's what it should feel like. Some of y'all be getting exhausted because you're doing it when you're not inspired to do it. You're doing it when you should be resting. You're doing it when you should be receiving. You're doing it when you should just be not interfering. You're doing it when you should be clarifying or deciding or making space or getting out of the way. And so that's why you're burnt out when you're manifesting. right? Because you're doing intentional things. We should be doing unintentional things. You should be being. You should be existing, right? Let me know when I can move on to the next slide. You about to try the magnet walk? It's fun. I've manifested so many things doing the magnet walk. Just random things. A lot of it be money on the ground. I love that you love it here too, Queen. Let me know when you're done writing. If you have any questions, make sure you hold them to the end of the presentation. We are almost there. We're in the home stretch. I know I done held y'all hostage the past couple hours. My magnet walls are always someone paying for my meal. Ooh, I love that, Zai. My pleasure, Leah. You're amazing. Next slide. All right. Uh-oh. That was an accident, y'all. Ignore that. I must have duplicated it to go to the next slide, and then I just never took that version of that. Anyway, my favorite technique is the decision pages. Y'all already know. Matter of fact, let me show y'all my decision pages before I even get into it. Hold on. Oh, here they are. These are my decision pages. Wait, there we go. Oops, too high. So, in order to do your decision pages, all you have to do is write, I have decided blank. One time per desire. Read it, feel it, and leave it. Okay? I don't even care if you feel it. Just make the decision. No repetitions needed. You don't have to robotically affirm. You don't have to script it every day. You don't have to read it every day. You don't have to do anything every day. You don't. Oh, thank you, Kiki. My pleasure. There's nothing else for you to do after you do your decision pages, okay? That's why, and the least effort that I have to put into getting the most is what I'm going to do. And that's how this technique evolved from me. So my goal with this presentation, every other slide-ish, we had a question at the bottom of each slide. And the answers to each of those questions is going to help you evolve your own technique that is custom to you. It comes from your answers, your reality, your unique soul print. Right? Nothing else to do. So this came from that. And I want you guys, if you want to use this, it's the easiest thing to do. All you have to do is make a decision. Let's read some of my decisions that I made. I'm going to let y'all go soon. Hold on. This will be available on YouTube. A couple of my decisions I've made is I have decided I am an inheritor of billions of dollars. Am I questioning when? No. Am I questioning how? No. Do I really think so? Absolutely. Am I questioning if it's going to come in the mail? Is it going to just be deposited? Is it going to be given to me in cash? I'm not worried about it. I've inherited it. I have decided I have my master's degree. Who's in school right now? Ema. I'm just saying, you say it. If you make the decision, it'll come. It's gonna come. It's gonna come. All right? You make that decision at source, whole life gonna be looking real different. Let's talk about integration. This is the last section. I could be lying. I think the next section is thank you. And I'm gonna say my little thank you message. This is how we do this in real life, right? Not just in our journal, not just during the times we listen to subliminals, not just, I'm talking about in real life. Being conscious and making conscious decisions and choices in real life. Replace this with that. How do we integrate this into real life? So we're going to replace performing with being present, reacting with responding, asking with deciding, control with clarity, forcing with allowing, and checking with trusting. Okay? I want you to remember, you don't need to do more. You need to interfere less, and you need to choose, trust, and live. Let's break it down. Performing over being present. I'm going to perform being a master manifester instead of being present in this moment right now and trying to figure out how I can show up as a person who has my desire in the present moment. Right? I'm going to fake my way through this. I'm going to fake it till I make it, even though you could be it for real right now, internally. Reacting over responding. You see your SP with a third party in public, you crash out. Versus responding. I understand that this is not forever. I understand that they might be learning something in this relationship that they need to bring into this relationship that we're going to have. I'm not tripping. I understand that this is not forever. I understand that we will be walking down that aisle. We will be married. We will be living happily ever after. I don't have to worry about. I'm going to respond to this as if I don't like. It's not a threat, because it's not a threat. They could get married tonight and it's not a threat. It don't matter. Divorce is a thing. Asking over deciding. You're asking for your desire. You don't trust yourself as source. You don't see yourself as source. You think that there's some type of mysterious power, sky daddy outside of you, granting everyone's wishes with a fairy wand. And if you be good enough and you behave well enough, that you're going to get all the good things in the world. And you think that everything is morality based. And you think that, you know, the universe is making sure that they're checking their list and they're checking it twice and making sure who's naughty and nice. And no, you're making a decision as source, as awareness, as consciousness, as God, because you are that very being having a human experience. You're just, your unique soul print right now is you. My unique soul print right now is Ema. Ema has a soul print that enjoys talking about consciousness, enjoys talking about creating a life and improving our lives in a way that we independently do. We don't have to rely on anyone outside of ourselves. That's what Ema, the soul print Ema, came to this experience to do. I am Sky Daddy, period. Control over clarity. You don't have to control something if you're clear on the fact that your source experiencing humanity and there's nothing more powerful than you. What do I need to control? I'm very clear. If anything, I need to get clear and write my decision pages. Okay? That's what I call clarity. That's the only thing I do. I'm not going to sit up here and affirm for my SP every single day. I've decided who he is on my SP decision page. So you can split up your decision pages into categories. I've decided who he is on my SP decision pages. I don't have to go back and do any techniques. I've already made the decision. I'm about to go enjoy my life. Am I a little triggered? Yes. Do I feel a little rejected? Yes. Do I feel a little lonely sometimes? Maybe. But that's human. That's human nature. That's the old self-concept, choosing to believe in a reality that I have not chosen anymore. I'm not choosing anymore, right? Forcing over allowing. When you force things versus allow them to happen, you are choosing to believe and hold within your awareness that you do not have the decision power to manifest your desire with a decision. So you are trying to force and physically manipulate this into happening instead of allowing it to happen. Let me go look for more jobs. Let me go look for more houses. Let me go look for more SP. Let me go look for more of this. Let me go look for more of that because I must not have done something right. Let me go look for a better technique. Let me go look for a better way to do this or be this or have that because I must not have been doing something right. I need to be doing more. I'm not doing enough. You're not a lot. You're doing too much. You don't need to do more. You need to interfere less, right? Checking versus trusting. That's self-explanatory, right? What are you checking for? You made the decision already. When you trust yourself as source, when you trust your decision that you made, life unfolds into exactly what you need, exactly what you want. That sounds like your brain. That's all right. Not for long. Not for long. When you keep that clarity within who you are and how that works on you at all times, the mind starts getting quieter. All right. Next slide. Some keys to remember before we wrap this up. All right. Before you go, identity determines the type of reality. Sorry for the, okay, before I even go into this, the uppercase and the lowercase, that's my MacBook changing the formatting in my presentation. When I had this on Canva, everything was uppercase. Okay? So I looked professional, but here we are. But I want y'all to understand, like, these are the summary keys of this whole entire presentation. So if you don't pay attention to any other part of this presentation, pay attention to this, okay? Identity determines the type of reality. Focus holds desire and awareness. So anything you talking, even if you're saying I don't want to be broke, you're still holding brokenness in your awareness. So focus holds desire and awareness. Okay? So remember, what are you focusing on? What are you holding in your awareness? Right? Non-interference allows movement and speed. You wanna quicken up those manifestations? I must sit back with a blunt. Blunt. Non-interference allows movement and speed. It's scary at first. Wait, I don't have to do nothing? Wait, so all I had to do was decide? Ooh, that's a little scary. So I gotta trust the first thing I said when I first said it. I don't need to keep reinforcing the same thing over and over again until I'm blue in the face. But this other coach said, I don't give a fuck. You keep doing what you want to do. I'm not here to convince you to do anything. I'm just here to show you what worked for me. Right? If technique feels forced, you left the state. I say that again. If you at any point feel like you are forcing yourself or obligating yourself to do a technique, and you're writing and you're scripting, and you're like, did I already decide this? Oh, okay. Drop. I don't need it. What I feel like Ike Turner child. What do I need to keep forcing myself to try to get something that is it's available right now? All I have to do is make the decision that it's mine. Everything that is ever going to exist or has ever existed exists right now. The only thing I'm doing is changing my perception and holding it in my awareness so that I can see it in my physical reality. And desire has a path. Use it and let it unfold. I want y'all to go through 1 through 5, okay? I'm going to have this uploaded by tonight, y'all, so don't worry. I want y'all to go through steps 1 through 5. Anytime you feel stuck in your desire, anytime you like, damn, you feel yourself questioning, when is it going to come? Why isn't it here yet? Anytime, go to 1 through 5. You're going to find exactly why it's not there yet. Every time. It will never fail you. It will never fail you. All right? And last but not least, I want to give a big sticky thank you to all of y'all. All right. Thank you all so much for being here and for your presence and your willingness to learn and explore with me. Remember, nothing you want is outside of you. It's already within your awareness, waiting to be chosen. Okay. If you want to revisit anything we talked about or take more notes at your own pace, This entire workshop will be available for free replay after today for a limited time. I appreciate you. I see you. And I'm excited for everything you're about to step into. I love you. I love you. I love you. Okay? Y'all want to get into these questions? Y'all want to get into anybody who wrote a question down? And I told y'all to save it until the end. When will you be doing the SP workshop? Let's see. What's today? March 29th. The second Sunday. Second Sunday of April. SP workshop, second Sunday of April. We're going to do 12 p.m. again. 12 p.m. Eastern time. Thanks for the subscribes and the follows on Substack. I see y'all. I see y'all joining the Discord. Okay, y'all jumping into the community. Welcome. All right, let's see. I love that red and black flag behind you. Thank you. I am Soleil, for those who don't know. I'm good, Nashama. Welcome in. Okay, so let's see. Next question. I answered the when will you be doing the SP workshop. How do you recommend relating to morality? Well, morality, I understand, is man-made. It's based on your perception, right? The mind is a vehicle for perception, and morality was born via the human experience. Morality is not born via any other being experience. Grasshoppers don't have morality. Foxes don't have morality. Morality is man-made. It's meaning-making, just like anything else. There is no good or bad inherently. There's just things that you decide are good and bad, like the death penalty. Some people are against the death penalty. I think that rapists should die. Morality is man-made, and it's painted differently no matter who you are. Everything that you think is great, I don't. Like, there are some people, I'll give you an example. In Islam, the women have to stay covered, right? For their own purposes, for their own reasons, for their own relationship with Allah, for their own relationship with the men around them in society. I don't subscribe to anything based off of a man. So, morality is meaningless. It varies between each soul print. Ima is a soul print. You are a soul print. Morality varies between each person, individual. How did you find out about conscious manifestation? Since I was 12 years old, I've been pretty much learning about it. It wasn't like a singular event in my life where I'm like, oh, now I know. It was years of learning and loving and hurting and suffering and growing and expanding and evolving and shedding and changing and enjoying and just thank you, Chris. It took a lifetime. How do I just be the person that has my manifestation when so much is happening in my life? Well, first, you have to get used to doing nothing. You got to feel safe with that first. Because you ain't gonna you're not gonna meet that person until you be still. Be still so you can meet that person. Who is that person? What do they like? How do they feel? What are they no longer dealing with? What are they moving towards? What are they moving away from? All of that is going to be clear when you can be still. You trying, doing, looking, seeking. That's what you're going to be doing forever because that's all you're holding within your awareness is seeking. So you're going to forever be seeking. How do you be the person? Be. Who? Get clear. Remember, ambiguity creates friction and resistance. Clarity creates ease. Clarity creates confidence. I'm clear on who I want to be. I'm clear on how I want to feel. Anything not in alignment with that has to go. I am releasing. Step 4 is to make space. I am making space by releasing the things that do not align with the person, with the self concept, with the identity, with the soul print that I am holding within my awareness right now. Because I understand what I'm holding within my awareness is what's going to be in my physical reality sooner than later. Let's see. Next question. Hold on. Oh, okay. Here we go. Can you click through the slides one more time? I'm gonna upload this to YouTube, so you can replay it as many times as you want to, but I do have to leave at some point, so I can't go through the whole presentation. What do you do when old thoughts, memories come back up with manifesting your SP? Well, I write those thoughts down and I look at them and I say, who is choosing to believe this? Is it the old self or the new self? And then I move accordingly. I don't respond to the thoughts that the old self are subscribing to, because I'm aware now. I'm not slow. I'm not stupid. I'm not a child. I have coherence. I understand now that this does not determine the end goal. This does not determine the outcome. This is something that's happening right now. I'm not stupid. I know that this is quite literally just a circumstance that is happening because of who I used to be, who I used to subscribe to, the thoughts that I used to accept and the used to choose, the decisions and the choices that I used to make are no longer who I am right now. So I'm going to respond from who I am right now. That's how. My pleasure, Megan. Thank you. How do I deal with unfavorable thoughts about a circumstance you don't want to happen anymore? Why deal with them? Same thing with dealing with the ego. I'm going to answer that question in a second. Why deal with it? For what? How do I deal with unfavorable thoughts? You let them exist. They're going to be there all the time. Your brain, unless you've made the decision to limit your thoughts to a specific type of thought, your brain is in neutral, unbiased feedback looper. Whatever thoughts you're grabbing onto and sustaining, it's going to feedback loop those thoughts. Now, will you receive intrusive thoughts? Absolutely. Those are thoughts that are received. Those are going to show you who you've been being, what you are open to, what you are aligned with. So if I receive a negative thought, I see the negative thought, I acknowledge it, and I'm trying to figure out, I don't have to try to figure out anything. I'm going to keep it a stack with y'all. I see the negative thought, I don't align with it, I let it float away. I see the negative thought, if I don't align with it, I let it float away. I don't write it down, try to figure out where it's coming from, how to figure it out, how to dispute it, how to get away from it, how to completely make my brain clean, perfect, only good, only angelic, cloudy, perfect, velvety, soft, white thoughts. That's not what this is. The goal is not to get rid of negative thoughts. The goal is to realize there were never any negative or positive thoughts anyway. Everything is inherently neutral. You assign good, bad, up, down, pretty, ugly to things. That's a human nature concept. That's a human nature activity to do. Before, I would think getting rid of food stamps is a terrible thought. Before, I would think, moving and exercising your body is an annoying or triggering or aggravating thought. Morality is man-made. So when you say, how do you deal with unfavorable thoughts? There are no such thing as unfavorable thoughts. You assign the meaning to the thought. It's either a meaningless thought to me. This is how I think about my thoughts. It's either a thought that I'm not engaging and pouring into and feeding and blowing up and expanding and growing, or it's a thought that I'm feeding and blowing up and expanding and growing and multiplying and pouring into and holding in my awareness and my reality and in my mind rent free. This is what I want to pour into. That's how I see my thoughts. I don't see, this is a bad thought. This is a negative thought. How do I get rid of this? I'm not worried about what's good or bad or ups and downs. I'm not worried about that. Is this going to feed into what I want or not? Okay? That's all I'm worried about. That's how I see my thoughts. I don't engage with it. I don't try to stop the thought either. I don't try to create a new thought to replace it. I know what the fuck. I know what's gonna replace it when I let it dissolve on its own. So I'm not sitting up here trying to force nothing to happen. I'm a like when I do my meditations and my do nothing sessions. Those are the times where I let my thoughts run the most rampant. I mean, the darkest, most annoying, most pestering, most old self concept thoughts. I let them run. They are going to kill themselves during my do nothing sessions because I'm not feeding them the life source that they need. If anybody in the comments can tell me what is the life source that an unfavorable thought needs in order to stay in your mind? What is the life source that an unfavorable thought needs in order to stay in your mind? Y'all already know. Let's see. Makunda says, do you believe in karma? No. Like us being there to resolve past life stuff, being alive to learn? No. I think that specifically the way that people look at karma is much different than the way that I look at karma. I personally think that, like I said, like the ego, it's man made. It's meaning making. What I believe in, what I believe whenever I need to believe in it, essentially. Like if it's going to align me with what I need specifically in that era of life, I believe in it. There's no meaning, there's no good, there's no bad, there's no must do this, has to do this. The only thing that is inherent is change. The only thing that is inherent is perception. And that's not even inherent because look at blind people. Well, they can still perceive because they can hear. You see what I'm saying? Like, the only thing that is guaranteed is for things to change. Period. What do you think about destiny and fate? Every reality, every timeline already exists. You are just selecting which one. Now, when y'all say destiny and fate, y'all thinking, oh, I'm only going to have this type of life. That's not how destiny and fate works. Destiny and fate comes from the understanding that every reality already exists. So I'm just going to pick which one I want. That's what this is about. Destiny and fate is the everything already exists part. Free will is the now which part of the everything am I going to choose? Let's see. How would I manifest a cold away when I constantly have trouble breathing? Well, what are you holding in within your awareness right now? What does life look like when you don't have a cold? What does life feel like? What do you do? What are the activities? How do you behave? Right? When I have a cold, I'm going to go for a walk on a sunny day. Even if I don't feel like it, I'm going to sleep for 12 fucking hours. Call out of work, call out of school, miss a few parties. I don't care. Everything's happening at the same time right now. I'm not missing out on anything. Right? I'm going to take care of myself. There's a reason that my body needs me to sit the fuck down right now. Let me do that. Right? When I look at a cold, I don't even look at it. So that's what I mean by morality. Meaning is all in it depends on the person. Because when I think of a cold, I see it as my body doing something amazing. Like my body is pushing out something. My body is literally gangbanging inside of myself. Like my body is literally gangbanging on something that meant harm to me. Right? So when I'm trying to like breathe clearly or feel better or be healthier or feel more well, anything that I would do if I were having one of my healthiest, most well-being days, I'm going to do that. And sometimes that looks like going the fuck to sleep. Having a cold isn't something I would even try to manifest away, really, to be honest with you, as somebody who's advanced. I wouldn't try to manifest a cold. I'm thinking about the bigger picture. I'm talking about general wellness. Like, and just because you have a cold doesn't mean you're unhealthy. See, that's what I mean by meaning making. Humans, we make meaning, and so we get sick or we get we experience a place of dis-ease, and we're like, oh, the world is over, everything's terrible, and then our reality feedback loops that into a virus, and then a disorder, and then a permanent state of being, right? Until we change our minds. But that's how our bodies work. That's how health and sickness works. It's taboo to talk about things, especially mental illness. People don't want you to be like, oh, you shouldn't say that about, people with mental disorders though, because it's not their fault. I never said anything was anybody's fault. But what are we choosing to believe about our state of being that keeps being perpetuated in our realities? Who you are right now may not be your fault, but who you will be tomorrow is. Let's see. Do you think purity culture is man made? Absolutely. I had to fall. Oh, hold on. I had to fall apart and sit with myself in silence to figure this out. Took lots of deconstructing. Oh, Joy. I like how you said that. Deconstructing. She had to make space. She had to release. Oh, thank you, Nurture Love. And I'm still learning so much every day. Look at that. How do you follow the path of a desire when manifesting a specific, well detailed appearance change? You just follow it. You follow it the way you follow things. I can't tell you that. I've done the suffering, I've done the struggling, I've done the failure, I've received the rejection, I've went through the experiences for y'all. I wrote all of it down in my journals. I went and translated my journals into a fucking slideshow presentation. I say the things that are on the slideshow presentation every single live broadcast. I finally put together the slideshow presentation to present to y'all today for over 3 hours, almost 3 hours. I can't open your mouth and help you drink. I can't open your mouth and take the water and shove it down your throat and make your tonsils work. I can't. I can't. All right? This will be on YouTube for those who are curious. The YouTube is the big sticky yes. Okay? Let's see. You watch your live for 300 minutes. Thank you. You will survive those unfavorable thoughts. Yeah, you'll survive. You'll be surprised what you can survive. You'll be surprised you survived it if you look back and you realize what you survived. You didn't realize what you were surviving when you were surviving it. We surviving something right now. We don't even know we're surviving. Would you tell us more about what you exactly do during Do Nothing sessions? You do it in silence? Absolutely. I do them in silence. I do them sitting still or laying down still. I keep my eyes open gently and I just stare. And the good thoughts come, the bad thoughts come, the annoying, triggering, frustrating, irritating thoughts come, the pleasurable, exciting, joyful thoughts come, the visuals come, the scents come, the sounds come, the lawnmower in the distance and the dogs barking, the people slamming doors, walking up steps, people, all of the distractions come, and I sit and I stay, I remain still in non-interfering. And all of those bits and pieces from the old self concept dissolve themselves because I'm not giving them the energy and the focus and the awareness that they have been feeding off of for so long. And what happens after that? They dissolve themselves. And what's left after that? Either empty space or my desired self concept. Now, what happens after that? Well, my reality starts to look a lot like I want it to look. And the more I do these do nothing sessions with the less effort and the more ease, the less techniques I began to do, the less manifestation videos I began to watch, the less subliminals I started to listen to at bedtime, the less SATs I started to do, the less robotic affirmation. It became, why am I doing anything if I've already made the decision? So when I'm in my do nothing session, I do it with pride. I do fucking nothing with pride. I enjoy doing nothing. I enjoy being still. I enjoy being an open vessel who decides what they feed and what they don't feed, what they hold within their awareness and what they don't hold, right? I let the crazy thoughts come but I remain in the seat of the observer, just staring. I either stare at the clouds. I sometimes stare at the tree out my window. I stare at my ceiling. I stare at a picture on my wall. I stare at the wall itself. Sometimes I stare at my closet door. I stare at the floor. It doesn't matter. I am just an open vessel, making space by doing nothing and trusting that when I made the decision that I have my desire or my manifestation, it meant something. I made that decision as source, God, awareness, consciousness. Okay? So when I'm doing my do nothing sessions, that's how I do them. But I will tell you, the do nothing sessions themselves are meant to be evolved from person to person. Your soul print needs something else. Some people are not into sitting still. You can still be internally still while being in movement. That's how you can drive from one place to another place and not even remember how you got there because you were in the do nothing observer seat. That's how you can walk from one place to another place and not even realize how long it really took because you were in the observer seat. You've been in the observer seat. You've done do nothing sessions before. You just didn't realize you were doing do nothing sessions. Now you can do nothing sessions, but you're not marinating on a specific unfavorable thought. You can do nothing sessions, but you can let all your thoughts just run rampant until they dissolve themselves. You do this almost a couple of weeks, your mind will get quieter and quieter. You'll have less and less interfering, intrusive thoughts because they no longer align with who you're being. You only do nothing sessions when you feel inspired. I do them every day because I'm inspired every day, because there's moments of time where I do nothing every day, and there's moments of time that you do nothing every day, but you shouldn't do it because you feel like that's what's going to make you manifest. You should do it because you understand that when I am an open vessel, there is nothing but open space for the desires to now flow in through. Because I have not paid attention to the things, because I have not held them in my awareness as the truth, they are not manifesting anymore. What I've decided is manifesting now. The same way you decided that affirmation tape, that subliminal, that journaling method, that robotic affirmation method, the same way you decided that those work, those decision pages that you write for that one time a year, those work too. The only time your decision pages need to change is when you change. Remember that. All right, now. Let's see here. So if you want to try the do nothing session, I highly encourage it. It makes you an open vessel for the very thing you're trying to manifest. Some non-dual teachers say everything is predetermined and destiny in motion. Yes and no. Do you believe in thought transmission with specific people? If so, how does it work? Absolutely. If we are awareness and awareness is everything, that means that we are everything. Meaning that we are connected to everybody, and this separation of us being in different bodies is an illusion. So when we're thinking certain things and shifting realities, we're shifting to a reality where that person is thinking those things. So when someone's like, oh, I was just thinking that. Well, we're in a reality where of course you were just thinking that because I was thinking that. I was thinking you were thinking that. I was assuming you would think that. Right? I was just thinking about you. I was just talking about you. You called me. You text me. That's crazy. Is it crazy? Or is it thought transmission? Is it crazy? Or is it just reality that hasn't been taught in schools? Is it crazy? Is it rare? Or do we actually participate in thought transmission more often than we think? I absolutely believe in thought transmission. The way I say manifestation is like a movie, and I already know the ending, so nothing else matters. That is a beautiful analogy, actually. I really like that. Me gusta mucho. Let me screenshot that. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Make sure y'all come back. I'm going to edit it down so that it's not as long. But make sure y'all come back to my channel and make sure you take your time with this. It's a lot of information. It's a lot, I know. Who are you right now may not be might be your fault, but who you chose to be from now is your choice. Absolutely. How to manifest weight loss, dream body, desired appearance when you don't feel good, pretty enough. If you don't feel good, pretty enough, it's time to start having fun. Because you don't have to be pretty or good enough to have fun. When I started taking dance classes randomly, like I didn't know how to do any of these dances. Belly dancing, amapiano, Well, that's a music genre, not a dance, but the dances that they do to my piano, yeah. What else did I do? I took a Catherine Dunn class. Is it Catherine? Kathy Dunn? I was just doing stuff to feel good. I did not like how I looked, okay? I did not like how my thighs felt. I did not like how heavy I felt and how bloated and how stopped up and clogged up I felt. I did not like, I didn't feel pretty at all. But I had a good time. And I wasn't going to these classes to lose weight. I was going to these classes to, one, try something new, two, get out of my head and stop being so like, how am I going to get it done? How is it going to happen? And three, I wanted to have fun again. I wanted to feel good again. I wanted to give myself permission to have fun again because I'm the one, if I'm source, then I'm the one who gives the permission and I'm the one who makes the rules in my reality. So I'm going to make the rule that you don't have to be pretty to have fun. But then that's when I started to feel pretty. Let's see. The way I see manifestation is like a movie, and I already know the ending, so nothing else matters. Oh, I already read that. Child, walk in. Do you have content on self concept? Long form, no. Long form, all I have as far as self concept is a subliminal. If y'all go to my YouTube, you'll see my page used to be a subliminal page. It used to be a subliminal YouTube, but I don't really make subliminals anymore. If y'all want me to make subliminals with my framework, I totally can do that. I would love to do that for you guys because I love subliminals when I use them. I rarely use them, but when I do use them, I love them. La, 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 la. Is it okay if it makes you emotional? Like if they make you cry, let's say. Yeah. Yeah, girl. Ain't nothing wrong with a little emotions. Ain't nothing wrong with crying. Ain't nothing wrong with a little sadness, a little despair. As long as you know that it's a storm. And what do storms do? They pass. If you want to have an emo moment, go crazy. I used to be emo in high school. Yep, it'll be on YouTube. This is life changing. Thank you. My pleasure. I used to do a lot of affirming, but now my manifestation feels so normal and it feels like nothing. Yes. Mother is on the way, by the way. Had to interrupt. We are going to the store, by the way. Is she here? Are y'all here? Are y'all here in the house? My mom and my sister are in here. You wanted to change it to something else slightly different. Does it ruin your manifestation because you had already manifested? Nothing can ruin your manifestation that you have not decided will. Nothing can ruin your manifestation that you have not decided will ruin your manifestation. How do you feel about men? Are they suppressing us? Not necessarily. I believe that we collectively have all decided to accept patriarchy, and until we decide collectively to move otherwise. I mean, I've already moved on from the patriarchy in 2019. So I put a woman ran world on my decision pages probably when I first started doing decision pages. I'm not worried about when it's going to happen. I don't even know if it's going to happen during my lifetime. If it does, that's amazing. I'm with it. I'm not worried about it though. Men are becoming more and more emotionally intelligent every day. Men are becoming more and more empathic to women in with things they have to go through. Men, I believe in men. I see men. I see y'all. I see the men who are trying, who are evolving, who are transforming. So I'm not worried about the men who are still stuck in their old self-concepts of being the judge and the executioner and, making a bunch of women from their ribs. Yeah. Remember, what are you holding your awareness? What are you holding your awareness? What are you holding your awareness? That's what's expanding. Okay. Please do subliminals. Oh, y'all want to do subliminals. Okay. Hold on. Let me write that down. I didn't think anybody was going to want that. Hold on. Where the hell? Where the Liza Minnelli? Oh, get it together. Okay. subliminals. Okay. What's a decision page? A decision page is the only technique that you need from now on. You write one page, one piece of paper. I have decided blank. I have decided I am with my SP. We are in a happy marriage. I have decided I am a multi-billionaire. I have decided I have a size 27-inch waist. I have decided I have clear skin. I have decided, whatever. I have decided blank. One time per desire. You don't need repetition. You've already made the decision. Right? Hang it up on the back of your bedroom door or wherever you want to hang it up, or leave it in your journal. I really don't care. Make the decision and move after that like you've made the decision. Like the decision being made has some type of merit, like it mattered, right? Decide as source. All right. Let me show you an example. Decision pages. It just says, I have decided blank. I have decided blank. Have I made any decision pages since then to make sure that the desire comes true? No, because it mattered when I wrote it down the first time. I don't need to do second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th. I don't. It's not the technique that has the power. It's you. Okay? Are we supposed to? You don't have to do anything. You're not supposed to do anything. If that feels inspiring to do it. If it doesn't, don't. You can go back and read it every day for all I care. It's not going to make or break your desire. So that's what I want y'all to understand. I'm manifesting so much right now. It's insane. Your method of simply it's done has helped me a ton. Good, Shalisa. Is it limiting behavior to manifest an SP who you ended things with? Like, is it better to rather manifest someone new with more aligned qualities? If you think limiting as in bad, no. If you think limiting as in it's creating a reality and forming the pieces, right? And the bricks to make the house of the reality that you're building, yes. Everything is a limiting belief. Every thought is a limiting thought. It's just a brick. And you're building something with each brick, right? So it's, I want this person, right? I've had these experiences with this person that are unfavorable, but I see it in outcome where we are together, happy and in love. So I'm going to allow that to be. I'm not going to try to force, manipulate, or, obligate myself to do anything to make this outcome happen. But I am going to behave and assume that it will happen. And that in turn will impact my reality. Right? I'm not going to keep my trust issues. I'm not going to keep myself sabotaging. I'm not going to stalk them. I'm not going to do anything. They are going to come and let me know when it's time. I'm not tripping, right? I don't manifest people who I've already been with because I know about this stuff, though. So this is no shade to people who want to manifest back in X. That's okay. You can do it. I have done it multiple times. I don't do it anymore, though, because guess why? There's infinite. What do y'all know? Okay, so the word, I don't think that that's like enough gravity in that word for y'all. Infinite, eternal, endless. The relationship that fulfills you, that ignites you, that excites you, that people can see the love on you when you're walking even by yourself. The relationship where there's love oozing off of you. The relationship that feeds you on the days where you can't feed yourself. The relationship that's going to change your diaper when you're 89 years old. The relationship that's going to see you when you have no hair, no teeth, no collagen in your skin. That relationship is not going to come from somebody who you have to force yourself to try to get. Somebody who you have to force to be with you. It could, but I would rather focus on a fulfilling connection, the right connection, the one for me, the one who makes me want to go after my dreams, the one who makes the stressful days feel like cake, The one who makes me love myself more. The one who wants to share me with me instead of taking over me and using me. That's what I would hold within my awareness. And if that just so happens to be one of my old SPs, okay. Cool. But I am not attached to any of them because they are all blessed to have me. I can have anybody at any with any personality, with any type of money, with any type of body, with any type of face, with any type of hair, with any type of home, with any type of career, with any type of car that I want whenever I want. I've back tested this theory. Remember last year when we literally put together a guy in the comments in live. They said brown hair, hazel eye, caramel skin, 6'1". They described this man. Everybody just pulled random attributes out their ass and dared me to manifest this man. And what I do, I manifested that man. It's not a matter of can you manifest your SP? It's a matter of why do you even want that SP if they don't want you? What is it about them that you want? It's the fact that they don't want you that makes you want them. Because if they were doing everything, I'll give you an example. If you have attachment issues, you're insecure, you have trust issues, you self-sabotage a lot, it doesn't matter if you manifest the SP or not. You can manifest the SP all you want to. Let me get close. You can manifest the SP all you want to, Buki, but if you have that same self-concept, you're gonna lose them again, or you're gonna be miserable as fuck. It's not gonna be a fulfilling relationship. It's not gonna be healthy. You're not gonna be happy. It is what it is. That's just what it is. I don't know what to tell y'all. You can manifest the job, but if you don't have the self-concept that aligns with the job, you're going to hate it. You're going to feel less than. You're going to feel like people are looking down on you. You're going to feel these feelings. You can manifest the new home, but if you don't have the identity of someone who could live in a fucking mansion, the mansion is going to look run down, dirty as fuck, dirty ass walls, shit everywhere. It's going to look the way your self-concept looks. So you can manifest all you fucking want to. But what about that self-concept? See, we be thinking, should I manifest my old SP or a new SP? How about, let's not worry about either. Who are you going to be when the SP arrives? Are you going to fuck up the relationship with your old self-concept? The one that you decided to keep while doing techniques every night? Or are we just going to be the person who needs to be the one who can sustain a relationship, who can be mutually supportive, loving, fulfilling, nourishing, a teammate, a partner, a mutual benefactor? Not somebody who just needs. I'm lonely. I'm insecure. I need someone who's going to hold me. Need. I need this. I need that. Okay. What else? You got the manifest. You got the SP. Now you're insecure. Now you need the passcode to their phone and you check it every day. Now you got even more anxiety. Now you got more cortisol. Now you're dying faster. Now what? Now you got diseases because you're so stressed out. Because you're so loyal to your old self-concept. It doesn't matter what the fuck you manifest. You're going to keep that same ass, dusty ass self-concept. So that's what I want y'all to focus on. What is a decision page? A decision page is where you make a decision as source. You write it down. And that's the last technique you do until you feel like you have different decisions to make. Oh wait. Hold on. I was trying to manifest my ex before my birthday. We are spending my birthday together for April 1st. Look at that, Shalisa. She said, I remember. Remember? Oh wait. You didn't say you remember. You asking me if I remember. Congratulations, mama. How do you stop comparing yourself to others and feeling like you're behind, taking them off the pedestal? You compare yourself to what you think you want to be. I want to be nobody but me. I don't want to be nothing but me. And any qualities that anyone else can have, I can have them tenfold. So I don't never compare myself to nobody else because nobody has anything that I want. You getting a sweet frog? Can I get some? Please do a subliminal. Actually, listen to your old one. You do? Okay, I'm gonna do subliminals. Yeah, I ain't comparing. Compare for what? Who can be Ema? Y'all, I don't think majority of the world could survive my life, my mind, the thoughts that I receive on a regular basis. My family don't even know 3% of the thoughts that I have on a regular basis. They wouldn't even be able to handle it. There's been times when I'm like, I just want to take my brain out and just put it somewhere else. They think that I'm wordy and I talk too much on the surface. When I'm the most quiet, that's when things are the most noisy. Right? Can you manifest something on a time limit? Time doesn't exist. I don't consider time when I'm manifesting. For what? What's the point? I'm source, God, awareness, consciousness. What am I considering time for? What is there to consider about it? I'm crying. Feel this because I did this. I fucked up the relationship with SP because of my self-concept. Yep. I've done it before too. You're a special case. See? Mama said it. She said, I'm special. I am literally the embodiment of overthoughts. Too many thoughts. Which is why I get very quiet a lot of times because it's too many thoughts. I can't even pick one. Computer crashed? Yeah, that's literally the vibe. Let's see. Don't scream at me, but how do I fix my self-concept? I missed a large chunk of this live. That's all right. You're going to fix your self-concept with clarity. Getting clear on who you've been being, getting clear on who you want to be. That's the first step. Don't ask me no more questions after that, soul, because you got to do that step first. After you do that, then come back and we're going to work on it. We're going to move from there. Because I don't want to overwhelm you. Can you explain what you meant by yes and no with the destiny question? Yes and no. Destiny. What I mean by this is every reality already exists. Every possibility already exists. All potential already exists. The only thing we're doing is choosing which one we want to perceive and hold within our awareness. When you hold something in your awareness, you experience it in your physical reality. So if everything already exists and we're just choosing which one, like it's a radio station or if it's a television station, amongst all the television stations, nothing's destined. But every destiny exists. Nothing is destined, but every destiny exists. Everything exists. That's destiny. You choose which one. That's free will. They exist at the same time. With exes, they come back regardless, even if you mess up. Yep. You could have done the worst shit in the world, but they will come back if you choose the reality where they did. Do you have tips for people who are impatient? Choose the reality where you're not. What's to be impatient for if time is not? That means that you're considering time. Impatient for what? If we're not considering time, then what is there to be impatient about? Where you got to be, what you got to do, where you finna go. Your awareness, there is no time. Eternity is now, in the present moment. So there is nothing to be impatient about if you understand that you are God's source awareness consciousness expressed into a human body. Right? That's why that's why when I did the first do nothing session, I manifested things within an hour. I sat down, cried, opened my eyes, stared at the wall. And then I want to say 15 minutes later, that was all about 45 minutes. 15 minutes later, ding, phone chiming. Ding, money, Cash App chime. Ding, I miss you. I planned us a trip. Do you want to go? PJ, I have the evidence on my page. If you look far enough. The whole trip, actually. I actually documented the whole thing. Private jet. Penthouse suite. Go look. Why did that happen? The do nothing session. I got out of the way. I stopped doing shit. I stopped doing techniques. I stopped listening to other people. I stopped consuming manifestation content. I started to be God, source, awareness, consciousness, in Ema's soul print, in Ema's human experience. I said, wait a second, there's no rules except for the ones that I decide there are. So I'm going to take away this rule. I'm going to take away that rule. I am the exception. In a world full of rules, I am the exception. Can you just say they are the best version of themselves? Absolutely, you can. A lot of people get their SPs and realize they don't want them, no. A lot of my SPs, they could quite literally go become a billionaire, go get better hygiene, go get a better education, go get a better personality, go get a better whatever, but I still don't want them. See, it's never really about the SP for me. It's about me. That's how you know. World revolves around SP. World revolves around self. I'm never trying to get an SP. You ask anybody who's been in my lives for the past 5 years, who's been in my communities, my Discord, Ema does not manifest SPs. SPs manifest Ema. Ema says self-concept manifests SPs, not self. I'm never, ever, ever affirming for a man. I'm never scripting for a man. The only thing I do in regards to men is clarify the kind of treatment I want, the kind of relationship I want, the kind of dynamic I want as a decision on a decision page. I revisit it if I feel like it. If I feel inspired, I might go back and read it. But I'm not doing techniques to get anybody to come into my life. I'm just looking to see, what are the standards I said again? I forgot. Does he match these standards? That's it. I'm not like, and sometimes I don't even do that because that's checking. You're going to do what I say. You're going to do what I need. You're going to love me the way that my love language requires, or you're not allowed to be in my reality. And boy, is it a privilege to be there. Every man I've dated, life has miraculously improved just by me being in their lives. I had a man who eats meat wanting to start a vegan acai bowl truck because I was vegan and I was in his life. My self-concept manifests men for me. I don't manifest SPs. And that's why I manifest the SPs. That's why the SPs come. All right? I set the standard. They meet the standard. Done. That's what I mean. All right? How do you manifest knowledge? What do you mean? What do you want to learn about? Learn about it. Right? You want to manifest knowledge like you just want to wake up one day and now you have it? Why do you want to manifest knowledge? I think knowledge is pointless to have. What is knowledge but unapplied wisdom? You need to be trying to manifest experience. That'll teach you a little bit more. I'm manifesting an SP, and I'm having moments where I feel like they should be here. You're having moments where you are in your desired reality. That's not a bad thing. Sounds pretty good to me. I don't see nothing wrong. You're literally feeling. You're on the edge of your reality. Now, what should you be working on so that when they show up, you don't sabotage it? Does anybody have any answers for that? What should you be working on, right? Because after you start having experiences like that, Naibe, you've already programmed the subconscious mind. Now your job is number 5. Get out of the way. Hold on. Now your job, let's get to it. Let me show you what I mean. Oopsie. Did my screen freeze? What's T, Heaven? Oh, okay. Let's get to it. Here we go. Naibe, if you already made the decision and you already feeling a presence and some intertwined, interconnected reality where there's two realities fusing, the old reality is dissolving and the new reality is emerging, then you need to get out of the way. This is your next step right here. That's it. Just the last step in the path of a desire. When you say you make your own rules, can you elaborate more? Are you writing them down like the decision pages? I mean, sometimes, not all the time though. Sometimes I just decide in that moment. Um, the wait is 45 minutes. No, they have a table ready for us. I'm gonna go sit down and wait, or I'm gonna go do something else. But most of the time, I get that table earlier than I thought I was gonna get that table. I make my own rules. I got a luxury apartment in uptown Charlotte, never living in another state alone by myself. No, nothing in my name, no credit. Somehow I got it though. I make my own rules. I am the exception. I applied for the apartment anyway. I reached out to the landlord. I said, hey, can I talk to you directly? I'm not trying to go through this system. Can I come see the house today? I get in front of the landlord. I get to talking to him. I get to smiling in his face. Can I lease this apartment today? I got the money today. See, when money in somebody's face, they start behaving real different. That's what I mean. I make my own rules. I am the exception to every rule. Nobody tells me what I can and can't do and what limitations are going to stop me from doing what the fuck I want to do. Because if I said that it's going to happen, then it's going to happen. And I moved in that night. Right? That's how you decide a source. Where there is a will, there is a way. And need to understand, there is always a way. So if you have the will, if you make the decision as source, you will see the way. Y'all so worried about how many ways you can't see because you have not exercised the will. So you can't see the way. Now I know why. See, now you know why. Like never in a million years did I imagine I'd have this. See, now you know why, Joy. Wait, Emma, are you in Charlotte? If you don't mind sharing. I was in Charlotte. I'm not in Charlotte anymore. I'm in Raleigh, Durham. I'm in the RDU triangle. But if y'all want to link up, in the Queen City, I don't mind coming back home to visit. Well, my second home. Sorry. What is the best self-concept to have for someone who isn't chosen and ghosted in relationships? Somebody who is so curious. Remember, you gave yourself 3 gifts. If you ain't got nothing, you got these 3 things. And these 3 things can get you anything. Ignorance, curiosity, desire. That's all you gotta have. Donald Trump got it. And he's doing a lot with those 3 things. Right? That's all you gotta have. The rest is done for you. Okay? You in South Carolina? Oh yeah, we're gonna have a little down south link up. Anybody who's into conscious manifestation, we're gonna have a link up. I'm gonna go on tour. Yeah, so when you want the best self-concept is someone who, you know what? I'm too this for that. I'm too this for that. I'm too this for that. I'm too thick for that. I'm too rich for that. I'm too smart for that. I'm too clean for that. I'm too smart, intelligent, wise, amazing, blessed for that. I'm too aware for that. That's the self-concept that you need to have, because now you can look at all your SPs and you can look at their actions or their behaviors or their choices. And now, since you're sitting on the pedestal, you can look and see, ooh, do I want that in my reality? I don't know. how about I'm just going to decide that they're this and then I'll see if it happens. Like, that's how you need to be. My self-concept is, are you worthy enough to be with me when I want to be alone? Are you worthy enough to hear the amazing things that come out of my mouth? Think about it this way. This is the self-concept that you need to have. I take care of my body. I take care of my brain, right? I'm in school right now. I take care of my soul and my spirit. I take care of my space. I take care of my things. Now, put all of that into a ball. Who do you want to get that ball to? You want to get that ball to someone who's going to stab it and deflate it? Or do you want to get that ball to somebody who's going to take care of it? They're going to clean it. They're going to shine it. They're going to compliment it. They're going to love it. That's the kind of self-concept that you need to have. I'm to this for that. Look at all these great things. Look at all this effort. Look at all this love. Look at all this opportunity that I give to myself. Look at all these choices and decisions that I make for myself because I love myself more than anything, more than anybody. Why would I give that to just anybody? Why would I give that to somebody who does not see it? Or even if I try to show it to them, they decided to just do away with it. That's why I ask people all the time, do you want me to stop giving you advice? Because I know what it's like to get advice from me. I know the benefit that it's like to have me say something to you about your life and give you advice. I know the benefit that it is because thousands of people show me every day. So if I say, do you want me to just stop doing this? It means that you're not in a space to receive what I'm saying, and I'm no longer wasting time or energy on you to do it. Because I love myself that much, because I know who I am that much, and because I understand the impact of who I am that much, I would never fucking give myself to somebody who doesn't want me. That's just, in my mind, that's just common sense. I would never give that to somebody who doesn't know how to treat it. Imagine having little baby Jesus, right? I'm not Christian, but just listen. Imagine little baby Jesus. And you give little baby Jesus to a family who neglects and beats children. That's what you're doing when you go after SPs who don't like you. That's what you're doing. Especially if you invest in yourself, you take care of yourself, you love yourself, you invest time, energy, effort, everything into yourself. You're giving Jesus to an abusive family. It is that serious. Do we understand? That's the kind of self-concept that you need to have. Do you do revision? I do not do revision. What is the point of doing revision? Everything that I have ever been through up until this very point has made me the most wise, the most fast manifester, the most rapid manifester, the most masterful manifester. Why would I try to revise my past? Every issue, struggle, suffering that I had to endure is what taught me how to get the fuck out of it. And now everybody else can benefit from that. Why would I try to rewrite that? I don't teach revision. I don't do revision because it's stupid as fuck. Because guess what? All manifestation happens in the present moment. Remember that. So why am I going to the past to change something right now? I'm going to ask you again. Why am I going to the past to change something right now? It's stupid. Let's see her. I love this. Thank you guys for all these questions. You are never the exception for anything, including abundance. You are never the exception. No, you are always the exception for everything. They got to follow the rules except you. You are always the exception for everything if you make the choice to be the exception for everything. I'm too smart to attend regular old University of Guyana. Exactly. Exactly, mama. That's the type of self-concept that I'm talking about. I'm too this for that. Come to Florida? Oh, say less. I used to, them used to be my stomping grounds. When I had a little taste of spring break, I was there every motherfucking month for like 3 months. It was weird. I had an obsession. Or maybe it was the sun and the beach. I think that's what it was. Because that's where I was at. Sleep on a beach, getting black. I'm really thankful for my trauma for this reason. Exactly. That's what I mean by like humans, all this meaning making. The only reason you want to go back into your past is because you're taking the meaning from those events and applying it to your present. And we're not doing that no more. Okay? Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. I feel good. I feel really good. Listen, if y'all have any more questions, go ahead. Join the Discord. There is a question forum. You can ask me anything conscious manifestation related. All right? Anything consciousness related. Go and join the Discord. I don't care if you don't have the app. I don't care if you don't got no space on your phone. Delete whatever you got on there and make space, because this community is going to help you get clarity. All right? You just joined? Okay, beautiful. She said, don't edit nothing. Drop this whole thing raw. I'm going to try my best. The beginning, I'm going to edit out a little bit because I was trying to finagle with the settings. But yeah, I got you, Bookie. But yeah, like I said, thank you guys. I love, love, love you. This was so fun. Not that trying to force quit stuff. Like, well, I guess I could force quit this. Force quit keynote. Yeah. And then we can force quit this. I would play a little music. Yeah. But yeah, I feel good. This feels great. I'm glad that we did this. I love it here. You're my new favorite human. You all are my favorite humans. Everybody that comes in here and joins the community. We in this together. I'm here because of y'all. Because if y'all didn't request this workshop and me doing this and planning this out, we wouldn't have had this. So yeah, I hope that you follow me so that we could do this again. The next one is going to be the second Sunday of April. I'm thinking about doing something called Second Sundays where I just do the workshop. So the next workshop is for SP specifically. If you are trying to manifest an SP, that's going to be the workshop for you. This was the first workshop of the year. This workshop was just general. How does manifesting work? Right? The day before your birthday. Ooh. Your new year. Not me benefiting from everyone else loving you. Found you right in time. You did. Yeah, I want y'all to know, like, I could help you get to the water. I don't mind that. I love that. I can help you get to the water. But I expect application, and that means it's time to drink the water without somebody drinking the water for you. Yeah. But yeah, I will see you guys. I'll probably see you tomorrow. I'll probably go live tomorrow. Let's see. I have a trading session in the morning at 9 a.m. I'll probably be done with that around 11. And then I have to submit a paper around noonish. So it's probably going to be like a late afternoon, early evening live broadcast. It's probably not going to be an early morning one, to be honest with y'all. Just because my schedule is changing, I have to change. So yeah. What's the Discord? The link is in my bio. It's called the God State Collective. Pull up. Maybe that's why I could not find out a new name for my Discord, because the God State Collective was always supposed to stay the name. Interesting. What are you getting your master's in? Psychology. When will be the SP workshop? The second Sunday of April. Let me see. What day is that? Let me see. What day is that? Okay, so the second Sunday of April is April, or no, this is the first Sunday. So April 12th. Yeah, April 12th. Mm-hmm. Damn, almost 4 hours. All right, y'all. I gotta go before this video gets any longer because I'm gonna have to upload this. Y'all forgetting. I gotta upload this to YouTube. It's gonna take forever now. So yeah, I'm gonna see y'all. If y'all want to come to the SP one, make sure you join the Discord so you can be up to date. All right, y'all. And national holidays on April 13th. Make sure y'all have y'all Jasmine shirts ready to go so we can represent Jazz on her day. All right. Yeah, real bad. Let's see. What else? I've been getting in my own 34 years. Let's go, baby. I'm ready. Okay, Joy. Ooh, okay, Joy. I like your mind. I like your mind, girl. Can you make more subliminals? I really want you to. I got you. Don't even trip. See, I said I wasn't going to do it until people request it. Now y'all request it. And it better be at least 3 views under these subliminals. I want to see at least 3 views and I want to see at least 3 comments. I ain't playing with ya. You asked for it. Anywho, I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow. I don't know what time. It's probably going to be late afternoon, early evening because I have to. I'm a day trader too. I'm learning how to day trade. That's another thing that I said that I wanted to manifest. And here it is. What else? Yeah, day trading session, school. Then I'll be live. See ya. Bye. We are so alike. It's scary. Oh, we gonna. I got questions. We need to unpack that, Joy. We need to unpack that. You on the way? All right, Ma. I'll see you soon. I love y'all. Bye. See you later. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube. The YouTube is the big sticky yes.